So I couldn't find my fucking mouse, like my computer mouse.
Yeah.
Could not find it. Losing my mind, looking everywhere.
Oh Lord.
So I'm like, yo, where the fuck is this mouse? And I'm looking around. I'm looking under the dog. I'm trying to see, like, you know, where the fuck this mouse could be. So I'm like, Pete, where's the mouse? Where's the mouse, buddy? You know, thinking maybe he might grow vocal cords that can make human speech.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah, the recording's fine. So I go, Pete, get the mouse, find it. I'm sitting here. I'm running around playing Destiny because I'm like three experience off from getting an illuminated engram. By the way, didn't know you can do intervals of like 1s and 2s to get it. I thought it was all like bulk shots. Wrong. You can get like 3. So I'm like, all right, cool, Pete, find it. So I'm sitting here playing, and the next thing I hear is I look over, and the mouse is sitting on the desk, like not surrounded by trash, nothing. Just it's not wet. There's no slobber. There's no bite marks. It's just sitting there, like it's been there the whole time. And I'm like, is this Oculus? Am I seeing things? Like, what the hell is wrong with me?
That's nice. Oh, Jesus.
So how's your weekend? How's your week been, buddy?
Not too bad. Freaking pollens everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah, dude, May is horrible for me. For pollen. That's the worst. I mean, up here, probably down south, it starts a little earlier.
Well, like I said, it started last week.
Yeah.
It's freaking February, 2 weeks ago. It's like, it's freaking February. What's wrong with this? Freaking Alabama and only having like 2 seasons. And you only get like 1 month of winter if you're lucky. Yeah, it hasn't been too bad now. Dealing with...
We've had a cold snap and snow. I won't even call it snow. I'll use snow as in like JK. It's like JK snow. It's snow light.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything is other than that, man. Work has been hell. I'm still trying to find a new job, trying to get this new job. So, you know, life.
Yeah.
No one says being an adult is easy, because it's not.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we got some information that came out though, right?
We do.
And I was super proactive, and I was like, I'm gonna do a good thing. I'm gonna be like, you know, back in the day when I was proactive, I'm gonna get all the information that we need in one spot. That way we don't have to go, hold on a second, what is this? And then I sent it to, and then here's the story, dear listeners. I sent it to Des, and Des goes, yeah, man, I already read it, I already got it. And I'm like, well, fuck. I guess I was going to be proactive, but now I'm not. And then
It's a good gesture.
Yeah. And then, because, you know, some of the information is pertinent to what we're going to talk about later, I sent the information, and he goes, dude, that's been on the rock for months. And I'm like, son of a bitch. You know what? Screw it. We'll do it live. So here we are doing it live.
Indeed.
So we have the Twab that came out, and it's chock full of some info and some good info. So I figure I figure we could talk about that before we get into the normal RNG cast shenanigans.
Let's see. It's a little difficult to start this one. I mean, well, not really, because I really don't care. But as we know, New Monarchy has gotten their third win from the faction rallies.
Not saying you called it, but you called it.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, that's a thing. That's very quick. I love the title. The FE banner. Because if I'm not mistaken, FE is the periodic table, the symbol for iron. So it's like, I see what you did there. Um, Iron Banner begins Tuesday, March the 6th. Ends Tuesday, March the 13th.
Nothing
The
new
game is Clash.
There's something new.
Yeah.
Because with me, if you say Iron Banner, I think Control, right? Am I wrong?
Well, I mean...
They've done them all. I know that.
Yeah, they have. But I don't know. I'm just glad it's not Supremacy.
Oh, God. Supremacy.
So Saladin will be returning. And he has 3 new weapons that he will be bringing. Mm-hmm. Which are the... crap.
We want the weapon types. It's auto, pulse, and grenade launcher. But the names are
Ormond's Anvil, Jorum's Claw, and Orwig's Maul.
Who are these people? Like,
I know, right? It's like, what the crap? And if you weren't able to finish out the challenges to unlock all the ornaments during the last event, your progress will carry over. So start punching everyone.
That's actually what they said. That's actually that's not what we say. I mean,
no, that's not me being funny. That's the Twab.
Yeah. They know it's the hard one.
And I love this part. I do love this part in the Twab. It's like changes are coming to Iron Banner and the Crucible. We'll give you more specifics very soon. Literally 2 lines down. Very soon, as in this section.
They're being very tongue-in-cheek and very funny with it, and I like that now. Like,
I do.
I'm sure some people don't, but I do. I enjoy a little bit of snappy humor. You know.
I know. It's because I mean, when I first read this, I figured very soon. It's like, maybe next week. You know, we'll get a taste. You know, this is where I'm used to this vernacular. So and then all of a sudden it's like, as in right here, it's like, oh, you piece of crap! I see what you did there.
Brava.
Yeah, no, right? So we get word from PvP design lead Derek Carroll, which is a fairly familiar name. Let's see. Something. Oh yeah. That's right. Some highlights about their upcoming changes, such as the fact that Iron Banner and what they're doing to change it, other than making it 6v6, is apparently... You see, they don't say they're going to be like changing... I mean, okay, all right. So they say match time limit will be increased to 12 minutes. Score limit is increased to 125 points. Respawn time is 7 seconds. And all control zones start off neutral. Control zones take slightly longer to capture by default. And additional guardians, a maximum of 3 in a zone, increase capture speed. And guardians participating in a capture get more super energy.
I don't see anything wrong with it.
I mean, that's D1 control.
That's D1 control, yeah. I mean people were used to playing like that. I mean, how many times you're capturing a zone and there's 3 guys next to you, you're like, guys, push.
It's like, stop it, go away. I got this. You being here doesn't help. Go.
Yeah. You're making a bigger target for a sins of the past. Thanks.
Yes. Let's see. And that's pretty much all they're giving on Iron Banner, which I'm guessing will default back to control from what this is saying. I guess it will always be control.
You would have to assume, yeah.
I mean, considering all this, unless it'll switch between control and clash. Which, yeah, I can see 125 points on a 6v6 clash.
Yeah, well, I mean, 2 more, and 4 more people total to the map.
Yeah. So I mean, I could see that as a, because that's what was concerning me, is the fact that they mention all this stuff, but it's like, okay, so is it going to be just like go back to D1 vanilla Iron Banner that was just always control? All right, so they do talk about Rumble. Hold on to your socks for this one. Rumble is making his triumphant return. No excuses, no complications, and absolutely no points for quote-unquote assists. You get a single point when you get a kill, just like the golden age of video games. Oh, this time we increased the player count to 8.
Mm-hmm.
So no, this isn't a 6-man, every man for himself, crazy free-for-all. This is an 8-man, every man for himself, crazy free-for-all. I mean, so if you thought D1 Rumble was crazy, just wait till you get a load of me. Like, holy crap, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's going to be... Ooh, I mean, it's only 2 people, but at the same time, holy crap, it's 2 people. All right, so Mayhem will still be Mayhem. That's literally all they say about Mayhem.
8-man Rumble, that's like going to a PvP match and that's basically it.
Yeah.
All those people you're against.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're against everybody.
You have no friends here.
Good Lord. But yeah, that's... Whew. I haven't... Now, hilariously, some people out there may have already played like 8 12-man Rumbles with D1 private matches, because I think I've been involved in some crazy high Rumble-esque matches with crazy rules. But yeah, it's gonna be insane, man. But yes, and here's another interesting statement, because they're saying Iron Banner is being increased to 6v6, but these 3 modes will share a central location on the Crucible Director page and rotate weekly to keep things fresh. This weekly feature playlist will be home to really fit into the existing Quick Player and competitive playlists. And they also talk about doubles. Or the mode formerly known as doubles. It is apparently in transition currently. They say we love the way it played in Crimson Days, but felt we could make it further and give it more polish and flexibility. Once we lock that down, we'll release it into the weekly feature rotating playlist with the other fun stuff. For now, we are unsure of a release date, but we'll add it to the roadmap when we are more certain of when it will land. And I love this line as well. There are, of course, other cool features coming in 1.1.4 that will make everyone's lives better, unless they're habitual quitters. Mm-hmm. And we'll be sure to talk more about them as launch day approaches.
Yeah, so don't quit.
It's like, yes, please.
Nothing is worse than when you go in because you're trying to get those 25 wins in competitive, and you're like, oh, all right, cool. There's only 2 of us, or oh man, it's just me.
You lose 1 round, and all of a sudden it's like, or somebody loses 1 round,
and they're out,
and it's later, man. It's like, but guys, but guys,
we can win. We can come back.
We can do this.
Yes, we're not going against super.
It's actually hilarious because I actually had something like that happen. It's like this one team. I mean, I knew I was in for a tough time because like 3 of my teammates were like level 6, 7, 8. It's like, oh, man, this is gonna be fun. Yeah. All right. Well, here we go. Let's do it. We lose 1 round. 1 dude drops off. All right. I mean, it's rougher. Like, sure, but
it's doable.
Yeah. I think we lost like a couple more rounds, and another guy quit, leaving me in a level 6 blueberry.
Oh, fucking fantastic!
Hilariously, though, I was really proud of my performance, because even with basically being a 2v4 for like 1 or 2 rounds, I still kept a positive KD. I was happy about that. I did pretty well. I mean, there's no way I was going to win with not me. I mean, there may be some PvP, gods that can take that down, but not me.
Yeah, if you're listening, you're like, that doesn't sound that difficult. Hit us up.
Add us. Maybe we can get together.
I still need 25 wins. Because I don't play competitive solo. That's not what you do. That's not what you do. I figure we'll talk about the Iron Banner weapons after everything is done. Perks and which one to go for. Get the Raven Rock recommendation, as it were.
Let's see. The only other thing... some Nightfall scoring Q&A, such as Nightfall emblem variants.
Have you seen all the emblems?
I've seen like some of the newer stuff, yeah, like the variants and crap. I've seen some of them, not all of them.
No, I mean, I know it's a dumb question, and I think I know the answer. But which one is your top?
A top emblem?
Yeah, the top Nightfall emblem. Because if you need to see them, I can get them and add them to our chat.
I don't know. I almost don't care. I mean, I don't know. Like these emblems, like, and everything are like really cool, but I don't know. It's like everything that Bungie comes out for an easy milestone. It's like, oh, here, the emblem does stuff. Emblem. It's like, yeah, that's cool and all, but
So you think they should add something different than using the emblems for the coolness factor?
I mean, if we could take that time to get like stuff, I mean that would be cool. I'm sure emblems are easier because all they are, or all they seem to be, are art assets. Except for, of course, these variants and stuff. Which, yeah, I do wish they'd give us like a few more actual things rather than emblems.
Well, Nightfall specific weapons are in the works, right?
Well, they say Nightfall specific loot. They don't specify what that specific loot is.
That is, yeah, I guess wordage. I guess I'm reading weapons and you're reading
exactly.
It could be a shader.
I mean, Ghost, Sparrow, ship.
Yeah.
All those things are loot. So, yeah, I'm just trying, because when I first read it, yes, I thought the exact same thing. It's like, oh, new weapons and like armor coming? Yeah, cool. Then you keep reading and it's like Nightfall specific loot isn't specific at all. Like at all. And it's like, there's a lot of things in this game classified as loot. In fact, pretty much 90% of the things in this game are classified as loot. So, I mean... So, I don't know. I'm not going to really be chasing for emblems. But...
If you get them, you get them type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's not going to be like a super hardcore thing for me. I mean, but that's me. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
I get it.
But, yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Speaking of Nightfall emblems. Yeah, for each variant, there's basically a chance to drop these, there's a chance at certain score thresholds, which right now are like 20k, 40k, 60k, and 80k points. Which they've even said like these thresholds are low, because I've already seen like high score postings of like 120k, but and that may not even be high. That's just like what I casually come across. But yeah, so, and they do mention they are planning on adjusting the score thresholds like as they go, and they are okay. Hilarious. It's like the current 60k threshold is based on internal playtest. We expect the community to be better than us. So it should be expected that threshold will increase the next time Tree of Probabilities comes around. So yeah, so they're pretty much going to get like how well we can tear apart these Nightfalls, and then like really start getting an idea of where the score thresholds should be. And one of their questions: why were base nightfall modifiers removed? And they mentioned it's like the removal of the base modifiers from nightfall is because we want to emphasize. Of course, they want to emphasize the core combat in the initial release and let the community define their meta. Blah blah blah. But they do mention they can certainly revisit the modifiers in the future. They're not dead and buried, and they are open to player feedback. So yeah, modifiers aren't gone. They're just taking a siesta.
They're going night-night.
Yeah. And spawning woes in the raid? Apparently. Mm-hmm. They pretty much mention they're not sure, like, why some people, even after a wipe, aren't spawning back up properly. I think I've had this issue. I think I've had a black screen.
Yeah, I think
you just didn't want to load.
I think we've all had the black screen.
Yeah, like an extended black screen. Yeah, exactly. But okay, if that's it. But apparently there's like memory issues in the raid, so they do pretty much suggest basically staying as a group, and if you don't load in, try putting on like what you came in with and see if that will help. Other than that, that's all they can suggest. I mean, there really is no other than that right now. Yeah. But they are working on where's that term? Holy crap, I read it and I liked it. Because they mentioned like a thing. It was the first time they really mentioned. I wanted to say that they mentioned. Okay, here we go. Let's see. When an issue needs to be fixed by an engineer, what we call a code fix, solution becomes much more difficult to find as it touches all systems within Destiny 2, not just a specific activity. So yeah, they're being very specific about, a code fix here, and this is definitely a code fix. So they do have a person that is paid, because trust me, if engineer is anywhere in your job title, you're getting paid.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so there is a giant nerd looking through the code, or I guess you can say an operator, like Dozer.
Yeah, I think operator. I think that's actually probably what they call him in Bungie. That would be pretty cool.
I know, right? But
you're an operator. Yeah.
But yeah, they're staring at the Matrix and trying to find out what's wrong. Then there's a list of known issues in 1.1.3. One of which is the fact that heroic modifiers are not available for some people on Mercury Heroic Adventures. They are investigating and are looking at a 1.1.4 resolution for that. And that's all. Because they have a couple more, but there's no fix in sight, pretty much. And that is Twab.
I mean, they're giving us what we want.
Oh yeah, I mean, every week it's
getting better.
Yeah, it's more. It's like they're not novels.
No,
they're not all novels. Thank God. But
I have a feeling the novels are coming though.
Oh yeah. I mean, we still have some more coming. Like next week, I feel like it's for some reason I just feel like next week is going to be a rough one. But other than that, I mean, they're still full of information. It's like them talking about getting an engineer for a code fix. I love the fact that they're throwing even that in there. Boring, mundane crap that they deal with. They're calling over. It's like, hey, Steve. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got an issue. We need a code fix. All right, cool. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, but just remember, everyone was clamoring. and saying they wanted Bungie to talk more to us.
Oh yeah.
So they're giving us exactly what we asked for.
Exactly, but I mean, it's great. Like I said, I love this.
Mm-hmm.
I love it because I mean, this is the most transparent Bungie has ever been, and it is great.
Oh yeah, by far the most transparent.
Oh yeah.
They're like, fine, we'll tell you everything. Here
It's like we got not only did we get a development roadmap like for up until like the next DLC, they're actively changing and updating the image for this development roadmap. It's like, holy crap.
Yeah, they're keeping us up to date. They're like, yeah, well, we're not doing this. Sorry. I mean, like the mods 2.0.
Oh yeah.
Mods 2.0 got pushed back. I'm sure that's the update everybody's waiting for. Because I mean, modding is cool, but
they can do so much more.
They can, and that's what I have a feeling that you're going to see a big influx if that goes well.
Yeah, that one,
and the Crucible one.
Yeah, well, I mean, the mods. I might be weird, but I find myself getting more excited the further it gets pushed back.
Because they're putting more time to it.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's like maybe they're coming up with like some crazy things. It's like, wait, let's test this. Let's, before we put this out, let's see how this is going to do. Or maybe they have this idea. So yeah, the further back Mods 2.0 gets pushed back, the more excited for Mods 2.0 I get. And like I said, I might be crazy, and people just be like, "Oh, but it's going to be so far." Yeah, that's true, but I gotta go imagine what they're doing with it.
In all due respect, good sir, there is no May. There's no May be crazy. We're crazy. It's just we accept it, we embrace it.
I know, right?
But yeah, I mean, I was like, okay, cool. It's pushed back, and maybe they're coming out with some ridiculously cool mods or ridiculous cool modding systems or some changes to it that I will be like, because I'm gonna be real with you. I don't really put mods on too much shit.
Yeah, I mean, I have a Night Stalker dodging build. That's it. Oh, and I do have a basic quote unquote hunter build. Mm-hmm. That's like. It's like weapon recoil on a couple pieces. I think I have a reload piece, and then it's like my boot. I have a pair of boots in a set that give me extra restoration or recovery. Those are my two builds that I've even paid, bothered to mod.
Let me see.
That's it.
I have a raid build because why not? With the way the raid stuff is, I mean, it's pretty much giving you a raid build as it is. So, you pick your class and go, okay, cool. I'm a Hammer Titan in the raid, and I have a shield build for my Sentinel. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I got like two builds.
Mm-hmm. On my Weather Helmet Saint 14, I have increased regen for my abilities. With the Void subclass, and then I have I think I have kinetic reload.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. I think that's one thing I did put on my hunter set because I'm noticing like for some reason just in general, kinetics don't reload well.
No,
just in general. Just in general.
I mean, the recoil is easy to handle. It's just,
Oh, for sure. I mean, they can be fairly smooth. It's just, that's just one thing I've always noticed is unless you have like, drop mag or something like that on a kinetic, it just seems to take forever.
Or the one, is it drop mag when it's empty? Is that?
That's alloy mag, I think. Because drop mag wastes.
Okay, drop mag is when you drop it, whatever's in it's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's like it reloads faster, but anything left in the magazine is actually just lost rounds. Which I love the realism on that too.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, that works like in real life.
If you drop a mag and it has 5 rounds in it, those 5 rounds are gone.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to ask you, why didn't you take 5 shots?
Exactly. That's why you don't have habitual reloaders in real life.
Nope.
Unless maybe they're using a revolver. Then it would make sense.
I mean,
because you can actually load each individual thing in there. But, who actually uses a revolver?
Yeah. In the world where a fully automatic
right.
weapons exist, why would you ever use a revolver? I mean, it has more stopping power, arguably, but yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. I'd rather shoot way more rounds than stop you.
I mean, it's actually hilarious. I've had people call me like a demented like person for the type of gun if I would like own, because people have asked me before. It's like, if you could own a pistol, what kind of gun would you have? I look at him, it's like 22. Like 22. Don't you want like a 9mm or 6mm? It's like no. 9mm has too much penetrating power. It has an entrance and an exit wound.
I want you to feel it.
At 22, that's not going to exit. Or if it does exit, you might shoot someone in the chest and it might exit the thigh. That thing is ricocheting like a freaking pinball inside of you. You're getting messed up. Because if I'm going to use a pistol, it's purely self-defense because I am non-confrontational. So it's like fight or flight, and you're going to feel it. I mean...
that's why M16, the 5.5, that's why those rounds do so much damage, because they don't go in and out. They bounce around inside you.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not what you want.
No.
You don't want a piece of metal ricocheting around inside your body going, I'm just going to...
exactly. Like
die?
The damage to like muscles and veins and crap. And, and the chance it can get lodged into a major artery.
Yeah.
It's like, preferably if I'm going to get shot, I'd rather get shot by like a 9mm, because that's what they call, that's like what they call like a clean wound, Yeah, you have an entrance and an exit, and that usually follows a trajectory. Unless it hits something. Yeah. But I mean...
Those big bumping rounds, they don't care.
Yeah. But good God. But anyhow, speaking of guns, we got a couple coming.
We do. I mean, we got one that we were talking about, one that seems interesting, and a grenade launcher. That's how I look at it.
Orwig's Mall.
Right? I mean, that's how I look at it. We have one gun that both of us were excited about, that being the anvil.
Yes.
We got one that seems interesting, that being the...
Jorm's Claw.
Yeah, the claw. And then the maul, no one gives a fuck about.
The claw.
The claw. No one cares.
Yeah, and then Orwig's Mall. Poor Orwig. Oh Lord.
My guess is the people we're hearing about now. The way it sounds, I'm thinking that they're like the Iron Lord's seconds, like they're squires almost. You know what I mean?
I know, right? I mean, I don't know, either that or
like the people that they chose to take over the mantle of Iron Lord behind them.
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know.
Yeah, they're not telling us.
Yeah, no, because I mean, the Iron Lords themselves, just in general, like even the Iron Wolves got taken out by Siva.
Yeah,
and apparently, like, I mean, it's my assumption, but it's like, Saladin like didn't bring anyone into the fold until our Guardians again.
Yeah, we are the Iron Wolf.
Yeah, that's my understanding of that. I could be wrong, but yeah, I mean, I would love to know who these people are. I mean, Orwig's Mall is an interesting choice of a grenade launcher. I will say that. I mean, it's a single shot grenade launcher. It's lightweight. It does have concussion and blinding grenades, which, it's not bad, I guess. I mean, blinding grenades are cool. I just feel it takes too long for them to actually blind to be super useful. But they do blind.
They do blind indeed.
But yeah, Orwig's Maul does have auto-loading holster, though. So that's interesting. So you take a shot, you stow it away,
put it back.
You get a little bit, whip it back out, and you have another round in the bag. So that could be interesting.
And PvE.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Don't do that in PvP.
No.
If you get heavy ammo in PvP and you put your heavy weapon away, I'm gonna call you an asshole.
No.
You use those rounds.
So I mean, yeah, and stat wise, it's not like there's not much. It does have a pretty good reserve stat though. I'll give it that. Yeah, other than that, it's pretty much comparable to the other single shot lightweight grenade launchers. But like I said, that the fact that it has auto loading holster, this will be like I keep like one weapon of every archetype at a minimum. If I do get Maul, I'm not gonna buy it. But if I get it, the Maul will be like the one single shot grenade launcher I hang on to.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of auto loading holster. Like that has a lot of utility. Like for that.
And I mean, the flashbang rounds are kind of cool.
Yeah, they are. Like I said, if they do work in PvE, they do work very well. It's just, like I said, like they go off, they hit like 4 enemies, and then it's like now they're blind. So that's my only issue with blinding nades in general.
They're not instantaneous.
Yeah, it's not as quick as you would think. You would think them to be. But of course, I mean, like I said, it's still pretty fun. I mean, it'll definitely be a fun gun. And then you can just use concussion, or you can use concussion aids and just throw them everywhere. I mean, yeah.
Run the top tree of a striker and run concussion aids. But if you're not a striker, or if you don't play Titan, here you go.
Yeah, right. See, Jorm's Claw has some pretty good range for its class. Stability isn't too bad. It's not a bad choice.
The way it goes, anything over 50 is vertical. Is damn near, it goes, up,
yeah,
right?
Well, yeah, for recoil direction, in the way it works in Destiny is 50 is basically kind of like equal chance to go side to side and up and down.
Okay.
The closer you get to 100 is like perfect vertical recoil. So between 50 and 100, and then there are some weapons, of course, that have like 30 or 40, and those, of course, will always have some side to side bounce.
Those will wobble.
Yeah, but yeah, that's how the recoil direction works in Destiny. So yeah, Jorm's Claw. See, I just can't think of like these sites like offhand. I think the Slow 10 Post. I think there's actually a physical. Actually, they should show the image for the guns themselves. Nope, it's not physical. Okay, never mind. It is a projection. Either way, it has a pinned mag or drop mag, so you either get more rounds or a couple more rounds, or you get a faster reload while wasting ammo. And then it has Outlaw. Mm-hmm. I'm cool with that. I'll definitely hang on to one to a Jorm's Claw. Might actually buy one too, and see how it. Especially after this weapon update.
Yeah,
after the Go Fast update. Because it is adaptive, so it's 360 RPM. Which right now, I believe the 360s are like the bee's knees out of the pulse rifles, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, adaptive and rapid fire share optimal time to kill. So yes, these probably if it's like if it's like a flat boost to like all pulse rifles, then the adaptive will still benefit almost the most from these changes. So this should be a contender to be a pretty good pulse after the Go Fast update.
And these are available for direct purchase.
Yes. Then of course, Ormon's Anvil. It's like I talked about this one before. Come on, it's got like the best range in class, like the highest stability in class. Mm-hmm. It's got good handling. It's got crappy reload though. 33 shots in the magazine. An actual decent aim assist, which is kind of surprising, considering usually Iron Banner weapons, like, for some reason have like a lower aim assist sometimes. Has a good recoil direction, and it has like really good ammo reserves as well. So I mean, there's like nothing overtly wrong with this auto just from stats.
I can't say anything bad about it stat wise.
Yeah, it has accurized rounds or steady rounds. So you have a boost to range or a boost to stability there. Then you have under pressure, which helps performance. Yeah, it boosts stability and accuracy the closer you get to the bottom of the magazine. So it helps performance for a sustained firefight. Mm-hmm. So I mean, yeah, origin story, which this is a 450 kinetic auto rifle, which of course directly competes with origin story. Which origin story is still going to be powerful, just purely for the fact that it has rampage, and its stats aren't that horribly far away from it. Mm-mm. So I mean, it's still going to be like a strong to use auto, but like Oromon's will be the better, I guess, performance. Either way, they like boost performance in different ways.
Yeah,
essentially. So,
and once again, your weapons are based on your feel. You know,
yeah,
it might numerically be, oh yeah, this should be the better weapon, but you might perform better with the origin story. And, and we're not saying use just the weapons that numerically are the best. It's like I said, it all depends on how you feel.
I mean, like I said, one of my favorite guns still, like, even though like a couple weeks ago I went through like my list of keepers, mm-hmm. I still use the number like a lot. That didn't make my list of keepers, but I still like the way it feels. So I mean,
I actually like the number over the Uriel's Gift.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I think, like, even though hilariously Uriel's has the better stat spread. Mm-hmm. I mean, the number just feels better to me. So yeah, definitely like play around with weapons, like give them a shake and use them for a while, see how they feel. And yeah, I mean, that's all there really is to it.
Now, do you think in Season 3, I mean, I know everybody's going to say, these are just weapon reskins. These are just the weapons that we know we already have with the Iron Banner, Wolf, and color code on. Do you think in Season 3 we're going to get new weapon designs, or?
I would hope, but at the same time, I'm not really expecting that until any possible fall DLC. Like this elusive comet. Yeah. So the comet that everyone keeps. So I'm actually kind of surprised I keep hearing that term, comet, even though that's a rarely used term. Mm. It's like it was described in one contract for Bungie, and like the community never really used it. But now all of a sudden the community's using the term comet. It's like
for the fall update.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. For the fall DLC, the Taken Queen, King, Squire, whatever. Mm-hmm.
The Taken It update.
Yeah. That's when I'm more expecting more customized Iron Banner and like Iron Banner stuff to come out is then. Because I'm thinking like possibly Iron Banner just kind of got the short end of the stick in development. It's like maybe they had good plans. It's like, well, we have this, so put this on it and send it out or whatever. Maybe. I don't know. But that's what a man can dream. But yeah. That's when I'm expecting like better looking Iron Banner weapons. Which, I mean, right now, it's hilarious because some of the better weapons to use in the game are Iron Banner weapons. Mm-hmm. So I'm okay with them performing well and just looking slightly different. Because, I mean, not many of the Rise of Iron weapons were actually... I mean, yeah, they were pretty and all. But I don't remember many of the Rise of Iron Banner weapons being usable over other weapons.
Oh, you mean Saladin's Vigil?
Okay, yeah, there was Paladins.
That's it.
And then there was, I mean, Clever Dragon. But yeah, all the rest of them were kind of just like fun guns, pretty much. So, yeah. So I mean, I'm cool with them if they can keep them being. It's like kind of historically, it's like Iron Banner weapons either perform well or look good.
Not both.
Yeah, usually not both. Like in the overall history of Destiny, so hopefully in the fall DLC we'll get both for once, maybe. That's definitely my wish because holy crap, could we use it for one?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm not too. It's like there's definitely imagery there on the weapons. It's like, yeah, a lot of the weapon, like a lot of the found. If an Iron Banner weapon has a foundry look to it, yeah, all it really has is the wolf head. But a lot of these that don't have like particular foundries, like they have like these really cool. It's like the auto actually has like the tree in several places on its paint job.
Yeah, the Pulse also has it for its like on it, I guess the hand guard.
Ah, okay, yeah.
The Pulse, I mean, these weapons aren't realistic in design.
No, not purely. I mean, come on, it's a science fiction game.
Yeah, it's a science fiction game. So I'm just using the term that I can most quickly, most accurately describe it as. I guess it would be the handguard or like the trigger.
Actually, come to think,
the trigger plate.
Yeah. Something like, yeah. But actually, like I said, just I'm looking at it right now. Suros weapons suddenly remind me of the design of the big robot in RoboCop.
The bad robot?
Yeah. It's like, you've broken this law. You have 5 seconds to comply.
Oh,
5,
okay.
4, 3. And then dude gets like machine gunned into
Oblivion.
Freaking yeah. I was like, holy crap. Yeah, like that this Pulse like reminds me of like that aesthetic. Sort of.
Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah. My mind works in weird ways.
No. I see it. I can see it.
Oh no, it just suddenly pops in my head. Like I've been looking at Suros guns for like 2 years now.
Yeah, with the regime and all that, how it's rounded.
I know, right?
I get it.
But yeah,
I get it. I mean, I like Vice weapons.
Oh yeah, I do like Vice weapons. The Vice weapons they have a really cool aesthetic. I really must say, and I'm almost willing to say they're like the most well thought out foundry, because all the weapons they just look a little more closely related, you know, like for sure. Suros is close to that, but it's like some of the scouts have a slightly different design. Mm-hmm. And then Omelon kind of is everywhere in D2, especially like with the various degrees of like framework and such on the weapon. But yeah, I like Vice.
Yeah, it's
Vice is not a bad addition.
No, not at all. I mean, from what we've seen, we got Tex Mechanica.
Yeah.
I mean, do you really want pew pew cowboy guns?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and then you got what was the other one?
We can get a non-broken version of Last Word for D2. Thanks, Bungie.
What's the other one? Diamo? Is that the other one we've seen in history?
Oh crap!
I think it is like Diamo.
DDD. It's definitely Daito.
Okay. I know I saw it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
was that just a dream I had?
Have
I had?
Yeah, there's we've seen Daito logos.
Yeah.
We've seen crap. Cuboid? No, that's a gun now.
Okay, Cuboid's a gun.
I forget, but it was the Foundry logo on
Is that the
shotgun.
Was that super good advice I had? Was that was that what that was?
Ah, crap! I don't even remember anymore. It's been so long since I thought about those guns. Invective. Oh God. No, that's Cassoid. That was Cassoid. There we go.
Well, we remembered though. It wasn't like it was just a fantasy I had. Hey, isn't there like a weird foundry that I don't remember quite?
It's like, yes,
and whatnot.
There were a few of those.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah.
But would you be okay, like, with Bungie doing kind of like what Hi-Rez does and reach out to the community and be like, what foundry would you like to see be more fleshed out? And do like a community. Like,
you know what? Like the way Hi-Rez is like drawing in community right now, considering that certain big artists are capable of getting like their art in game as sprays. That is like freaking amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, could you just imagine if like Khan or Jay Howard or
I know,
Lucas
right? You could like
okay, Top One or anybody could get their designs in the game. I mean, I know you don't like it, but Dynamics with I can't remember the exact developer, but the name, but it has Dynamics in it for Warframe. They do Tenogen, where they let the community design armor and Sindana and weapon skins and all that for Warframe, and it's super cool. I mean, Bungie has free artists.
I know, right? I mean, essentially, like that would get me hyped for emblems.
Yeah,
actually, like if we can get like I said, if I can get a young Khan or oh crap, what Coben art?
Cob art.
Yeah,
or Lays Summerstone.
Lays Summerstone. I mean, Jay Howard.
Yeah,
you get like some of these people's freaking art as an emblem. Yes, I would get hyped for those emblems. Because I mean that would just be really, really cool, and I mean, holy crap!
I mean, I just see a lot of developers going, well, we have artists that are fantastic. Why are we not using their art for this game?
I mean, Bungie, like years ago, Bungie like just acknowledging artists was a great thing, but it's like since then a lot of companies have picked up the pace a little on that, and like I said, it would be really cool. I mean, like I said, you have a crap ton, you have like a league of artists at your disposal that you can just use, rather than spending time like developing artists. I mean, some of these emblem variants, like the Destination emblem variants, trust me, they didn't spend a lot of time working on those, sadly. But I mean, we could have had like some community arts, and these other artists could have, worked on some better iron banner weapons or something. Um,
Hint, hint.
yeah. Strong hint. Get it through your head, Bungie. Anyway, but no, I mean, that'd be, like I said, an amazing idea, and I would definitely be hyped for. It would be cool to get community interaction, like community stardom and such, into the game, and yeah, that would turn me on for emblems. Because at the same time, it's like, yes, they're putting them into the game, but like I've said, like emblems, at least getting them into the game is probably like easy coding compared to everything else. I'm saying easy coding.
Yeah.
I'm no coder. I could be wrong. I'm not an engineer. I'm not an operator. I just see a screen with numbers. They see things. But yeah, I would, because like at the same time, it's like the art assets has to be created from someone. And if we can like pull it from the community and put it into the game, that's art asset time that they could spend elsewhere if needed, or just create a crap ton of just extra emblems that just take, a little less development time. I mean, like I said, I would be cool with a few more cosmetics, community drawn from, for sure.
Or like, yeah, or do that with shaders.
Oh yeah, or sparrows, ghosts,
yeah,
ships. Good God.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? It's they can dig deep into the well of talent that that this community does have. Because I mean,
come on, we've had people making scale model replicas of weapons out of Legos.
I mean, yeah. And
since D1 Vanilla, even, and it's like, you made a scale Gjallarhorn out of Legos?
I mean, it's almost like you've been reading the DMs of our Twitter account to bring that reference up. Hint, hint.
Did I just stumble on something?
Yeah, no, you really did just stumble on something.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm actually talking to Brick and Nick to be on the show, and we're trying to iron out some things. So there's a little behind the scenes, little info for you guys if you, because I mean that shit's just cool.
I know, right? And like the patience required, because I remember playing with Legos.
I stepped on one. I quit. I stepped on a Lego and I quit.
So I mean,
yeah,
like that's some patience, like
that I don't have,
making sure you have like all the pieces you need for sure. So holy crap! Because good God, you need the pieces. And like I said, it's just a level of like planning and patience I may never have.
Well, I mean,
holy balls.
I mean, what about the artist? You know what I mean? Like, I can't.
Oh yeah.
I can't draw a circle. You can watch an artist go on stream and be like, here's just a piece of paper, and it's like magic. It really is. It's like fucking Harry Potter to me. I don't know how you did that. How the fuck did you put that on the paper? Like when I was hurt, I started painting, and the only reason I started painting was because I was going ballistic. I was going insane at home, and I'm like, I'm not even a good painter. And somebody was like, "That's really good." I'm like, "No, it's not. Don't lie to me."
It's like, shut your whore mouth.
Yeah, I just drew a bunch of shapes and colors on the damn paper, on the canvas. I don't know how I did that, but I guess art is subjective. And then I look at artists and I'm like, you literally just drew some shit on. I don't know how you did that. It's legitimately magic to me, and I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And if I can't do something, I find it super interesting. Like,
for sure.
Yeah, it's insane to me. Like, oh yeah, you can literally make something out of nothing. And then there's some guys that are like, how can you record? You put out the podcast every week. You talk every week. I'm like, I talk every day. This is easy. All I do is print record, basically.
No. Trust me, there's not a lot of creativity that goes into this podcast, guys. I mean, come on. A lot of it's natural. There's no forethought here.
No.
I mean, we just let it go. I mean,
hey Des, hey Buster, how you doing? Doing good, man. Let me tell you about this.
Exactly.
That's how it is.
It's literally.
I mean, this might be inside baseball, but it's not hard to podcast.
I mean, not for us. I mean, there's definitely people that definitely put in more, like way more effort to get everything nice and smooth. Like we used to. It's just, I guess now it comes a little more naturally for us.
Yeah. We can't afford a producer. I'm sorry, or engineer. we can't afford it. So it's just me right now.
But that, I mean, yeah, good God. But yeah, I mean, we, and of course, there might be a surplus of people that that may completely agree. It's like, yeah. These guys definitely don't think a lot. I mean, that's obvious, right?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
right?
You can ask our wives. Our wives and your wife and my girlfriend. Hey, do these guys think? No, not at all. Some of their best work is because they don't think.
Yeah, just let it fly.
Yeah, we're just living, man.
But speaking of which, I actually showed my wife the Willem Dafoe Joker images. Like, oh my God.
Oh yeah, I did too.
It's like she looked. I told her about it, and she had the same issue I did. She couldn't visualize it, like without an actual, like without the images. And so I showed it to her. Basically, she just had like the same reactions. Like, I didn't know I needed this until now. It's like, I know, right?
That is the correct response to that. Actually,
I mean, I've already got like a movie. Like me and her were talking. It's like, all right, so it could be like the best DC movie ever, or at least for right now. Because it's like you have current Jared Leto Joker, which, as mentioned last week, there's a fan theory he's actually Jason Todd. Let him be Jason Todd.
Mm-hmm.
Let that
William
happen.
Dafoe be Joker.
Let William Dafoe be original Joker.
Yep.
That busted his teeth in with a crowbar. And then you'd have, I mean, at first when I was thinking about it, it's like, you have Batman, like, trying to figure out, and this type of movie would bring Batman back to a detective, like, thing, because maybe it's not, like, an overt thing, but you have, like, 2 Joker crimes in 2 different places in Gotham, but at the same time.
How's that happen? How can you be in 2 places at the same time?
Exactly. And then I figured, like, a little later, you don't even need Batman for that kind of movie.
No.
You just need the 2 Jokers going at war with each other, and that would be nerdgasm enough. It's like, holy crap.
Can you picture? I mean, because let's be honest, you can say whatever you want about Jared Leto as the Joker, but he did win an Academy Award. He can act.
He did good. He did good. He did what he was supposed to. Good.
Yeah.
Like I said, my only issue, like I'm starting to, like, as you get older, you start coming to terms with comic book movies, and you start blaming the proper people rather than blaming the actors. Blame the, maybe the scriptwriter, maybe the casting director,
maybe the editor,
maybe the studio that pushed a different way. There's chains of command. There's things. Crap rolls downhill. But don't blame the people that are just looking to get paid or looking to play an interesting part. Because that, either way, that was Jared Leto. Whether he was looking to get paid or looking to play an interesting part, he was doing his job. And he did his job well.
Yeah, he did win an Academy Award for playing Joker. I meant he has won an Academy
Oh, no.
Award.
Yeah, no.
I don't want listeners to be like,
exactly.
Is Buster out of his fucking mind? Like,
like, no. But I mean,
no.
Like I said, he did well
for the role.
I mean, he's a good actor. I mean, yeah, he did a good Joker. He did a good Joker. I mean, again, like I said, I'm still stuck on the visuals because the visuals are a little jarring. That's why I would really hope that the Jason Todd theory is a thing, because that would make that Joker a million times more interesting, even visually. Yeah. Like, I would have no problems with that Joker if that were true.
Because he doesn't know how to be the Joker.
Exactly. So he has to visually. Yeah. He has to visually remind himself. It's like, I'm the Joker.
Yeah.
I'm the Joker now. This is me. So all this crap would make total sense. But yeah, and like I said, then you'd have like William Dafoe coming out as the Joker, which, like I was talking to my wife about it. William Dafoe has a natural registry to imitate
that laugh,
that Mark Hamill Joker.
Yeah, the iconic Joker,
like that growl that Mark Hamill would have on occasion. William Dafoe can do that no problem. Like, I don't know if he can hit like the higher pitch of the Hamill Joker laugh, but good God, he can get everything else for sure.
But the high pitch isn't what is so off-putting. It's that that part is what gets him. That low, that guttural, like.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's what gets. That's what for me. And I mean, I'm probably one of the biggest Joker fanboys you've ever met. Like, I love everything. I've argued about. Oh, Pete, that's something new you've never done before. I've never seen him jump up and try to open the doorknob with his paws.
Smart puppy.
I think he has to go out. I'm going to pause real quick.
No problem.
But yes, that low, guttural, like, I mean, the high-pitched manic laugh is kind of disturbing, but that's like something certain, like, Mark Hamill made his Joker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Cesar Romero made the only way I can say it is like the run in place, like,
I was about to say he was more giggly. Yeah, he was more giggly as Joker.
Every Joker had their own laugh.
Yeah. That's actually true. But yeah, I haven't watched many, of the Adam West Batman.
I love the Adam West. It's so cheesy. It's good.
I say that, but I may have watched more than I realized. Mm-hmm. But I mean, at the same time, for its era, it was great. I mean, it was an era of, comic book stuff wasn't a thing in that era.
Yeah.
I mean, really. So, I mean, unless it was like...
Well, it was, but it was Detective Comics. It wasn't even DC yet. There was no Marvel.
Well, by Adam West, it was definitely DC.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But,
right. But I was thinking about like the whole the creation of Batman.
Oh yeah, the creation of Batman. Yeah. Hilariously, like, I mean, Superman was Action Comics. Batman was detective.
Yeah.
So
that's what it was.
But yeah, it was. So I mean, but yeah, I definitely remember like the Caesar Joker being very, very giggly, and then of course Nicholson, like for his portrayal, actually had a laugh. And what? But yeah, and then Hamill, which was, the entire series was based off the original Tim Burton movie to a degree. It followed that aesthetic at least. But yeah, and Hamill. I remember hearing this story of basically like Hamill, when driving to record, would practice his Joker laugh. And I can only imagine being like a kid in traffic and all of a sudden you hear the laugh. Joker when you weren't supposed to hear the Joker.
Or looking over as you're driving to someone just manically laughing.
Yeah, that's true too. But I mean, being a kid actually into Batman, because I mean, come on, what kid wasn't into the 1990s Batman series? Like that was gold.
Yeah.
I mean, holy crap.
It was.
I mean, and that we actually thank that entire series for even bringing us Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Because Harley Quinn is one of the rare instances that she actually started in an animated series and was so popular they brought her into the comics.
Come
on. The only other thing that I know of where that happened was like Batman Beyond, where Batman Beyond was an incredibly popular TV series as well. And it's like, well, you know what? Let's make it a comic, and it's still a comic that they like. I don't know how regular Batman Beyond is, but it's still a title that they do bring back.
Yeah, I mean, Batman Beyond shows how genius and weird Bruce Wayne is.
I know, right? Like, holy crap! I love the opening, like the first episode of Batman Beyond, and like the entire premise of that future. I love because it's Bruce Wayne getting old, using his intelligence, to create better armor to enhance his weaknesses. But then it's like, even then, it's like just a bunch of random thugs that he can't take care of, and all of a sudden he pulls a gun on one of their guns on one of them, and he just drops the gun and walks away and quits forever. It's like, that's really cool.
Yeah, like, so, I mean, the Batman Beyond, the Return of the Joker, the Batman Beyond movie.
Oh my god.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. Yeah, like, holy crap. But, yeah, there's... Whew.
And I mean, yeah. I think Batman Beyond holds a special place in certain people's hearts because of the time it came out and the style it was done in, because it was very, I would say, neo-futuristic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. It was it reminded me heavily of, like, the Marvel 2099 line.
Yeah.
I mean, it reminded me heavily of that, because it was basically just alter future, except for the fact it wasn't too far into the future that, like, the legends weren't still around. Because that was the whole thing about 2099 is, you know, in X-Men 2099, you know, the X-Men, Xavier, all of them were, like, just legends that people had, like, heard of. But in Batman Beyond, you know, you still have Bruce Wayne. You know, Barbara Gordon is the new commissioner. Mm-hmm. So, you know, the commissioner definitely knows who the Batman is. Like, that's another episode I loved, was the fact that once this new Batman's starting to appear again, and all of a sudden Barbara Gordon, the commissioner, just walks into the Batcave, and Terry McGinnis is like, uh-oh. And Bruce is like, hi.
Is this normal?
I mean, so yeah, that was the fact that it kept, like, the original characters, and they can interact with this growing generation. I really liked it.
It also showed how old and crotchety Bruce Wayne became in his life.
No, right?
Because I think of the very first scene, if you haven't seen Batman Beyond, for God's sakes, go watch it. It's fucking amazing. It's an amazing. It
actually holds up pretty well. It actually holds up pretty well.
But if you haven't seen Batman Beyond, go see it.
Yeah.
One of the things is it was Terry McGinnis, which is the new Batman. He's in the suit, and Bruce says something to him. He's like, no, I'm not going to do that. And Bruce was like, you're going to do it. And he's like, no, I'm not. And Bruce was like, bet you will. And he says something, and he locks the suit.
Yeah.
In place as somebody was fighting him. Like, he was getting beat, and he was like, okay, I'll do it. And I'm like, oh, man, Bruce.
Well, I mean, that was like when he first stole it, and Bruce got in touch with him. Like,
yeah, that's right. He stole the suit.
Yeah, he's like, you're going to bring that back. And he's like, no, I need to do this. He's like, no, you don't. You're bringing the suit back. And yeah, it's like, he locked it out, and he's all of a sudden getting the crap kicked out of him. He's like, no, I'm not bringing it back. Mm-hmm. I need to do this. And of course, Bruce basically saw himself in this kid, which, spoiler alert, kind of is Bruce's kid. By kind of, I mean definitely. Amanda Waller took.
Yeah, I know. Amanda
years
Waller.
later, we find out thanks to a Justice League episode, which is one reason I knew, like, Batman Beyond was, like, super popular, because they dedicated an entire Justice League episode for an epilogue for the cartoon series. Mm-hmm. And that's when you find out that Amanda Waller took Bruce's DNA and, like, replaced Terry's father's semen, basically, with Bruce's. Mm-hmm. So even though Terry's father did all work, he's actually Bruce's son. So Amanda Waller fearing that, a Batman would always be needed, essentially. Like, set up murdering Terry's parents in a similar way, so that way he can go through the same, like, traumatic instance and become the next Batman. Mm-hmm. Though, hilariously, she abandoned this, and episode 1 of Batman Beyond, Terry's, at least father, I'm not sure about mother. I think Terry's mother died already?
No, his father. His mother was still alive.
Okay. But his father got killed by Joker gang.
By Jokers.
Fake imitation Jokers. So even though Amanda Waller pulled the plug, fate just stepped in and created another Batman. So yeah. Watch that show.
Yeah.
It's amazing, especially when you got like Mr. Freeze as a head, still alive somehow.
Oh yeah, he is just
he like can't die or something. Oh god, and like all this crap. It's great show. Yeah, because I love that whole reveal too. It's like basically there's always going to be a Batman.
Yeah, there has to always be a Batman. Is what I think. Yeah, that's what she says. There will always be a Batman.
Yeah, and like I said, she tried to engineer, and it's like, you know what? I can't do this to this kid. Like, which is actually quite kind of amazing because Amanda Waller
doesn't care.
She has a highly questionable morals. I mean, to say the least.
That's a very nice way of putting it. Good sir.
Very nice.
Good sir. That's a very, very polite way of putting she's kind of an asshole.
No, right? She is. I mean, totally. But yeah, that's one characterization Suicide Squad didn't get entirely wrong either. It's a fairly accurate Amanda Waller in Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You're not going to listen to me? All right. Well, here's what's going to happen.
Here's this bomb around your neck. You're going to listen to me.
I'm going to put a bomb in your head. And if you don't listen to me, it's going to blow up. Like, okay, well, I guess I'll listen.
Exactly. It's like, fine. And that's how she gets supervillains to act as superheroes.
Yeah.
You either do this or you die.
You like that? You like your head on your shoulders? I do. I'm quite fond of it. Well, here's what's going to... If you don't, and I push this button, it's going to blow up. And when it blows up, it's going to hurt real bad.
Yeah, no, right?
Well, looks like I'm going to listen. Yeah, smart.
No, right? But, yeah, so... Yeah, I mean... Even talking about, like I said, like a Joker v. Joker movie right now?
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh my, like, you want to talk about, like, potentially the best current DC movie. Like, holy crap. Right now, that spot, like, in my opinion, that spot is definitely Suicide Squad. Because it just had, like, it was just put together the best. I mean, it may not have been, like, the best characterization of everyone, but it was still at least put together better than...
I'm sure someone is losing their mind right now.
Somebody could lose their mind. I'm sorry, because just current DC movies right now have one, like, fatal flaw. Like, I've talked about the Wonder Woman flaw. Everyone knows the Batman v Superman flaw. Yeah, why'd you say that name? That's all I'm going to say.
Both your moms are named... both your moms have the same name? Fuck out of here.
And that becomes like the plot point, and it's like, are you kidding me? Yeah. So yeah, it's these choices that highly turn me off of current DC movies. Which right now, my top DC movies is like Suicide Squad and Man of Steel. Just because they're just put together better. It's like, I don't agree. Like, that night, I also will have respect for Man of Steel. Like, I don't care what people think of that movie. But the fact that they made Superman relatable, they gave him, like, Peter Parker syndrome, but they made Superman relatable in killing his father. And it was the fact that he could have saved him. Obviously, he's Superman. But his father's like, no, don't. It's like he actually accepted it, and it was, like, such a sad moment. It was Kevin Costner, right?
Yeah, not gonna lie. Yeah. I cried like a baby.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was like such a sad moment, and it made that Superman instantly relatable. It's like no matter how powerful he is, he gained a relatable moment. And that's one reason I don't really get behind Superman too much. It's because it's hard to relate to someone that has unlimited potential.
Oh, you're a deity. I can't.
Yeah, no, right?
I can't feel for you.
No. So that's Man of Steel will always hold high in current DC movies, which I know that's like making another like section of DC nerds like freaking blow up like volcanoes right now. But I'm sorry, it's just the way it is.
You see, I liked Suicide Squad. I liked Jared Leto's Joker, and I get a lot of shit for that. And everybody's like, "Well, Heath Ledger's Joker was the best," and I always argue that's not a Joker. That's Tom Waits.
Well,
but
it was definitely a different aspect. Like,
yeah.
It was one thing I have liked about the way they've portrayed Jokers so far, at least until Jared Leto, was the fact that they were each like exaggerated aspects of the Joker.
Yes.
Because Jack Nicholson, Caesar, like I said, was giggly, happy, fun time.
He was a clown.
He was a clown, literally. Jack Nicholson played that part a bit as well, but with, bringing Joker venom into it with a slightly more, or Joker gas into it with a slightly more, sinister feel to everything. He was kind of like, the gangster Joker, essentially. And then you had Heath Ledger, which like personified like Joker's psychotic tendencies.
The killer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Which, I've heard of a comics where it's like Joker has a bunch of like kidnapped kids in his closet. Literally. And then of course there's the story of the Killing Joke. So I mean, Heath Ledger personified that aspect of Joker a little above and beyond anything else. And then Jared Leto's just kind of a Joker. I mean, he's a more, like I said, other than his appearance, the way he acted and like the scenes he was in was kind of, I don't know, it was kind of a more meshed, just kind of a regular Joker, I think.
I would say Jared Leto's Joker is the boss version of Joker, like the Mr. J.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, which I mean, yeah, because like I said, that's definitely what I got out of like the Jack Nicholson Joker as well.
Yeah.
Except for Jack Nicholson Joker focused a little more on the funny, but of course you have Jack Nicholson playing a part. Of course, they're going to focus on the funny, right? I mean, come on. I don't think Jack Nicholson, other than in The Shining, has done anything without being funny.
I would even say in The Shining, he's
I know he is kind of funny up until he breaks. But I mean, but yeah. So I mean, of course, the same can be said for Michael Keaton, which did nothing but like comedy roles until Batman.
Still did comedy in Batman.
He was still funny as Batman, and I think that's why I liked it, because he really did pull off the dark and brooding Bruce Wayne and Batman. But there was just such subtle comedy. That's why I liked the interaction between, who directed Dark Knight? I forget who directed that trilogy now.
The Dark Knight trilogy?
Yeah. I forget who directed. But the one part I really enjoy about that trilogy are the interactions between Bruce and Alfred, because they are hilarious and great.
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, Nolan. There we go. But yeah. The interactions between Bruce and Alfred in the Dark Knight trilogy are amazing and great. Yeah. And kind of did remind me of like the animated series. Yeah. Also, to a degree.
Plus, I mean, they kind of hinted that Alfred was a badass, and then you're like, oh, how badass can he be? And then you're like, oh.
Yeah, he tells. Yeah, I know, right? He goes through these stories, and it's like, oh, yeah, he's old military.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, in the series, they show that off in the series as well, but it's one of those things that you're like, man, you really played the shit out of that. But back to the whole Joker v. Joker movie.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Jared Leto and William Dafoe just chewing the fucking scenery? I don't think a director's needed. What's the director going to do? Turn the camera on. Go ahead, guys.
And no,
go.
No, yeah. Let him go. Let him keep going for a little bit longer. Okay, and cut.
Boss,
that's a director's job right there.
Boss, we're out of film. They don't know that. They don't know that. Just keep them going.
It's essentially, like I said, because at first I was trying to, of course, being a Joker v Joker movie, like at first I was thinking it would have to start with a Batman thing, but at the same time, it's like the more I thought about it, it's like, no, you don't need Batman in a Joker v Joker movie. It would be great to see like the dueling Jokers, like each one try and lure Harley, and which one would basically get them on his side, which would bring like another crazy aspect to the entire thing.
Oh, like a love triangle?
Exactly.
Yes.
So I mean, come on, like, oh my god. So yeah, I mean, this could be like the greatest DC movie of all time.
I think we're making the best DC movie of all time, sir.
Like, oh my god, like I would love, like, I know it's never gonna happen, but I mean, oh my god,
that would be never.
Oh no, so, like I said, it would require current DC canon to have Jared Leto be Jason Todd. That's true. Which is way more interesting than probably what DC or WB are doing. Which, like I said, yeah, I enjoy Jared Leto's acting. Like, he saves that role, but the way that's written and conceived, like I said, having Jason Todd being current Joker is just a million times more interesting.
Yeah.
And yeah, having like Willem Dafoe as a more classic Joker, because I've seen, and put him in a suit, they could give him the cleaner makeup. Like, oh my god.
I mean, here's an even better angle. Ready? This is going to be great.
Go for it.
Jason Todd was trained by both Batman and Joker, effectively.
Yeah. Because he imitates Joker.
Joker. Could you just imagine that the whole the dueling fathers aspect? Like if you could get a Batman, if you could get Affleck to play Batman.
Yeah.
And him just, what did you do? Because remember the suit. The suit was like, ha ha ha, look I did, or whatever,
exactly
whatever the verbiage was on the suit, and that suit looked like it got hit by a fucking crowbar.
I know. There was like, and hilariously, like, okay, all right, the suit, hilariously, works into the Jason Todd theory.
Yeah,
because Joker, like, it's hard to tell in the Suicide Squad movie. It's really only viewable in the promo images that Jared Leto did. But there's like 2 scars on the Joker's body. Hilariously, the bullet wounds on the Robin suit line up with these scars. Maybe not exactly, but at least roughly. And then, like I said, exactly, his teeth are silver, roughly where, as if they were replaced if you got hit in the face with a crowbar.
If you got smashed in the mouth with the round end of a crowbar.
Exactly. Like, those teeth, the ones that are silver on the Joker, are the ones that would be gone in that situation. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, all the pieces fit, and the fact that, again, like, all the tattoos across him, the ha ha ha, Joker, all this, that, and the other, could be like his reminder.
The Joker smile on his hand.
Exactly. Like, all this could be the reminders, like, I'm not Jason Todd anymore. And then, of course, there's the J on his cheek, which, yeah, that could be Joker. Or Jason Todd. Like, the last remnants he has of himself. I mean, good God, like, that's a million times more interesting than him just being the Joker.
And then you can just, and then that gives the great Joker line that Joker said to Batman, you can't kill me because you'll be me, but yeah, I can't kill you because I'll be bored.
Yeah.
Because you can pretty much assume that Batman is quite angry at Joker for beating the shit out of his ward, his sidekick, you know what I mean?
I mean, in the comics, beat him to death. Like, I think Jason Todd eventually... Oh, he definitely eventually came back because he's currently Red Hood. But yeah, like, Jason Todd was the Robin that died. I mean, to beat him just straight to death. And so, yeah, I mean... Bruce, yeah. that's not something you take lightly. Especially considering like Robins. I mean, Robins are basically kind of, even though it's not that obvious, but I mean, kind of like Bruce's adopted sons.
Yeah, until they become his real son. Until his real son becomes. Robins don't have a long shelf life.
Well, I mean, okay, I did find out that Tim Drake is still currently an active superhero that operates under the incredibly original name of Red Robin.
Oh, okay. So between him, Nightwing, and Damian Wayne.
Well, I mean, like I said, Jason Todd is now Red Hood, which I think may still be, which is hilarious. Because in the comics, Jason Todd came back to life and adopted the Red Hood as his identity. Which, again, this is a thing going back to Jason Todd being like Joker in the films. Because hilariously, the Red Hood is at least, I mean, it's like one stable memory apparently that the Joker has is being the Red Hood. So, I mean, Jason Todd in the comics took the Joker's identity of the Red Hood and made it his own. So, I mean, having Jason Todd as a literal Joker isn't that far of a stretch for a movie.
No.
So, I mean, but yeah. So, it's like... Huh. Yeah, exactly. I mean, all the pieces are there to make such an interesting story. But
just Jared Leto emoting, you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
the two sides. Because if him seeing Batman and him seeing the William Dafoe Joker, I only wanted to make you guys proud. I only, you made me, just emoting his ass off. Because an actor like that, you could just let him go.
Oh
like we said as a joke, ha ha ha, just let him go. No, you could let those three go.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like literally, like you see the Joker persona, like in this movie, you would see like the Joker persona kind of rip away a little, and just leave this highly mentally unstable individual who doesn't know what to do anymore. Like
just a broken.
Yeah.
And you can even make it that like the William Dafoe, if he did ever sign this is all a what if.
Oh yeah,
You could kind of make it that he knows that Jason Todd can't do it, but he wants him to kill him.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It's sort of like if you kill me, if you strike me down, you'll be stronger, like the Sith type of thing.
Yeah,
like take the mantle, take it, become me type of thing.
Yeah, like truly, basically cross this line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like the event horizon to a black hole, maybe.
I mean, we've seen him kill, so it's not like he's not like he has that on like Batman. Oh, I will never kill.
Even as the Red Hood, I mean, he uses guns.
Yeah.
He's like even though I think he might still be involved in the Bat family, I mean, or at least loosely, he's which is not a fan term, by the way. That's like, I think that's a. No, I'm sorry. It's like Batman Incorporated.
Well, no, that's from The Killing Joke.
Oh, the Bat Family? Okay.
The Bat Family, yeah, because it goes around, spoiler, and he gets everybody. He gets everybody Bruce Wayne knows.
Yep. Puts Barbara Gordon in a wheelchair. Try to murder her. Oh, God, Jesus, like, holy crap. I mean, the Joker in comics, that's just one of the most... He's just such a weird character. Because he can be like just, like we've said, pretty much every aspect of the Joker has been on film, but they've usually focused on like singular aspects of the Joker. You put all these characters together, and that's the Joker in the comic books. It's like, holy crap. I mean, he has this weird clown flair, rather, and just these highly sadistic, psychopathic streaks. And it's just all there at the same time. I think that's why I always have found like an interest in the Joker. like as a character, because he's just every freaking where in terms of like personality and mental state.
Well, it plays so well against the calm, like I wouldn't say laid back, but the calm demeanor. Yeah, the brooding of Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
The fact that the Joker is so manic.
Yeah, I mean, it's the fact that Bruce Wayne is a man that can literally pretty much think through anything. Like, I know, the Justice League movie had the joke, "What's your superpower?" "I'm rich," which it's true. But at the same time, it's like he literally. I mean, he's one part that I'm like usually saddened that no one ever really focuses on is the fact that this is a man that has like 3 or 4 degrees in like forensic sciences, essentially, like criminal.
Yeah, I mean, Ra's al Ghul calls him detective for a reason.
Exactly. I mean, because again, he was in detective comics. That was their thing. So yeah, not only did he push himself physically to be able to fight these criminals if the case arise, but yeah, he like put himself, like I said, learning like criminal forensics, justice system, like workings and crap like that, and like he knows the ins and outs. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, I think at least in comics, like Lucius Fox, like usually comes up with like the more technical and bigger things. I think. Like, the Lucius Fox thing has always confused me in comics. Like, exactly where does he fit out? Because you have some Batman sources that are like, Batman makes all of his gadgets, but then you have like, but then here's Lucius Fox that does things too. But yeah, so I mean, it's a man, at least for simple gadgets, he constructs them mostly himself.
Yeah.
Because I know for sure, at least in the animated series, like Lucius Fox was the person responsible basically for giving Batman a reliable vehicle, or making Batman a reliable vehicle. Which kind of hilariously what he did in the movies too.
Yeah.
For the Nolan trilogy. Like, other than like the armor and such like that, but yeah, I mean, it's just he's smart. Like, that's one thing I do like about Batman, is the fact that he's a man with like an intense grudge that put himself through hell, like physically and mentally, to break his limits.
Was trained by assassins.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, he, like I said, just entirely breaking every limit he had physically and mentally, learning and doing, like putting himself into this condition to do things with his hands and his mind. I mean, yeah, current Batman focuses more on like his martial arts capability and the fact that he can just beat the crap out of, villains with his bare hands. But I mean, again, he's smart as balls. It's like, holy crap. That's one thing. That's another reason I think I like the Dark Knight movie, because he came up with the idea to try and track, Joker, and like put together the machine that Lucius Fox like, this shouldn't be here.
Huh? No, this is wrong.
So you get like a taste, at least there, of his intelligence. But yeah, I mean, that's one reason I do like Batman. And I love the fact that there's like an entire like section in like the Justice League that's just normal guys. I mean, you think they wouldn't be that popular, but I mean, Green Arrow, hello. I mean, normal dude with a bow and
highly trained
and apparently rich also. Just like Deathstroke.
Yeah, pretty much right.
Highly trained and rich. Huh. It's hilarious. The normal people, I might just now be piecing this together, so I'm sorry, but the normal people in DC Comics are rich. And the superheroes have jobs like reporter.
Yeah. Reporter.
It's like, okay.
I think Martian Manhunter, Dr. Fate.
And then even like at least was it Barry that was the scientist?
Yeah, he's a forensic scientist. Yeah.
So I mean, there's that, because I can't remember like what the other Flashes were, but I want to say Barry was definitely at least smarter, which makes it even worse on his punny, corny humor. Like, oh my god,
you're very dad. You have very dad humor.
Yeah, a very dad humor. My god. And again, like, watch Batman Beyond. Watch Justice League, like the early 2000 cartoon that spawned into Justice League Unlimited.
Unlimited was good.
Oh, Unlimited was so good. Again, and it's another thing that held up well, because it was actually a few years ago I went back and watched the Batman Beyond epilogue, which they used as like their season 2 finale, I think. And because they weren't like entirely sure if they'd be signed for season 3, so they wanted to kind of like bring a closing not only to Justice League Unlimited but also Batman Beyond.
Yeah. But
they ended up getting signed for a 3rd season. So, but yeah, it still holds up pretty well. And the original Teen Titans, watch that too, because that's hilarious and covers some really deep issues. Like, holy crap. Yeah, that, and also, as I've said before, Justice League Unlimited holds the best Superman speech in history. Like, he may not have been relatable, but by God, I enjoyed that Superman a whole lot more.
Yeah.
After he let loose on Darkseid. Oh.
I don't need to hold back. Thank you for this.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like I'm in a world of cardboard, but I don't have to hold back with you, do I? It's like, oh my God.
Darkseid, you done fucked up now, son.
Exactly. It's like, you, whoo. Oh my God. Oh. Yeah, speaking of DC comic books, I've been playing a crap ton of Injustice 2. A holy metric crap ton.
Yeah, I'm about to say. A metric fuck ton? You've been playing a shit ton of it, huh?
I have. It's been fun as crap. Of course, I'm an NRS fighter, so those of you familiar with Mortal Kombat, it is those developers, and there's just so much love in this game. Because I got it, back when we mentioned the flash sale so long ago, I picked it up. Because, it was the Ultimate Edition. It was like $30, like, for the best edition. Hilariously, just a couple days ago, they announced they're doing the Injustice 2 Legendary Edition, which is going to be, essentially it's going to be the Ultimate Edition. It's going to have all the previous DLC, all of the characters in one bundle.
Nice.
So it's basically Game of the Year edition, even though they don't really use that term anymore. But it is a collected edition of everything, and they're going to be, the day that drops, kind of like what they did with Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat XL, is that they're going to be like adding more things into the game for everyone. Like, yeah, they're like, because right now it's weird that a fighting game has this to a degree, but they have a gear system in Injustice, and it kind of replaces the alternate costume mechanic that the fightings obviously have, because all these gear things, like if you're playing, they actually give you stats. And these gears have like 4 different stats. Strength helps like your combos, like your basic combos and strings and such like that. You have an ability score that enhances the attack power of your special moves. Then you have defense, where you take less damage, and then you have health that gives you more health bar. Every piece of gear has that. They have different, 3 different rarities, like a gray normal rarity, a blue rare rarity, and a gold epic rarity. Visually, every piece looks different from one another. And there's a lot of pieces, like, some of the biggest differences is in, like, Harley Quinn.
Yes,
because you have some headpieces that give her the dual-colored pigtails. You have some pieces that have her in her classic jester hat. Some pieces have her in like this 4-pronged jester hat. And then some pieces have her like in a combat army helmet.
Okay.
So yeah, there's like there can be a lot of variety in these pieces, and they even have pieces that have gear set bonuses.
Okay, so if you have like a complete set, you get a bonus?
Exactly.
That's kind of cool.
Um, but yeah, so they have that, and then they have, hilariously, they also call them shaders. But it is your alternate colors. My daughter actually, because I picked up, I ended up unlocking a color for Harley that put her in pink and blue. I look at my wife, is like, I don't remember Harley wearing this. And so I asked my daughter, it's like, what do you think of this color? She's like, it kind of reminds me of what she wore in Suicide Squad, but just a little brighter. It's like, A, I'm so proud that you're becoming such a good nerd. B, it makes sense because the color is called Waller's Jester.
Oh.
So if I would have read what it was, I may have been able to put that together a little better. But again, like the names of the shaders, like even the names of the shaders, like have like significance, like to the character. Because you have, like I said, you have a Waller shader color. There's Mad Love as colors. Joker's Maul, which actually gives her Joker color scheme, which looks pretty sick. Hell on Wheels, Purple Hazer, Independent Gal, Sanity Check. So I mean, there's a lot of things that like reference like the characters, even in their shaders and their equipment and crap. Let's see, and they have levels, of course. And like I said, the higher level the gear, the more stats you get. They have gear that also changes like visually what your character does. It's like Supergirl has eye lasers, and there's certain gear pieces that can change the color of her eye lasers. Right now, my Supergirl's rocking magenta. Because
why not?
Yeah, it actually looks pretty. looks pretty cool. But yeah, it's a fun little fighting game. They have a lot. Like I said, there's lots and lots of crap to collect. And if you're okay, because NRS does have a history with really cheap and awful AI at higher levels. This game is no different. It is aggravating. It is awful. But I found out something very interesting because they have a feature in multiplayer called AI Battle Simulator, where you can literally take. They have these two AI loadouts because you can save loadouts, which if you go online and you do ranked play, none of your stat stuff matters. You're normalized to level 20. The only thing your gear does at that point in time is just give your character a different look. And none of like the stat. And they also have abilities, like moves that you can equip. But yeah, if you go and use like competitive mode in player match, or you go, I think by default it's activated in ranked match. I think, I'm not sure, but they have a competitive mode that basically turns off all of your gear stats, normalizes everybody, and like I said, at that point in time, all your gear is an alternate costume. But like I said, there is an AI battle mode, which they do have two AI loadouts, and you can actually like build how the AI reacts because they have a few like areas, and you can put points into this thing like combos. Like, so after your AI fighter pops someone up, this like makes their combo strings better, or there's a zoning section that they'll launch projectiles, like more focus on that. So you can kind of custom fit like an AI to a character.
Okay.
And there's like an entire like your three characters you can like search out and put them up against these guys' three characters and see who wins. Type deal. But you're not fighting, you're just watching. I found out recently that they have a multiverse, because if you're familiar with MKX has challenge towers where you can unlock stuff. Injustice has the multiverse, which makes sense because DC has a huge multiverse. So why not at least bring in that a little? And like that's how you unlock things, is by going into multiverses. Like there's a lot of multiverses that let you unlock, like the reward for completing this thing is a random epic gear piece. And then they have certain character-focused multiverses, like you can unlock, Deadshot's epic gear by completing these things. And then they have multiverses where you use a character, and that's how you unlock certain gear sets and alternate colors and crap like that. But in these multiverses, like I said, some of them are very, very difficult, and they're designed to be. But what I found out is you can use the AI loadout and have the AI fight for you in the multiverse. Which, it's hilarious because I've actually been doing that in this entire episode and just watching these amazing things that the AI can do while I've just been sitting here talking.
Nice.
It's quite nice. But I have quite a few characters at what currently the max level, one of which is the Red Hood.
Nice.
I can't play him, but his AI is beastly. Let me tell you what. It is amazing to watch him. But yeah, I have, of course, Batman, Harley, Green Lantern, because he's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Supergirl, because she's top tier in this game. I mean, Sub-Zero is in the game. He's kind of like the person I play the most. Yeah, I'm sorry, because it's a Mortal Kombat character. But at the same time, I already knew him from MKX, and like a lot of his normals and crap are the same. So it's like, this feels not different. I'm going to use it for a while. And then I found out the AI could fight for me, so it's like, I don't have to learn these people. I can just level them up, let the AI do the work for me.
Oh, so I don't have to do anything? I could just kind of...
So if you're not... Well, of course, I'm getting this for a point. If you're not good at fighting games, like, usually you'd have to get good in order to overcome really cheap AI, which NRS definitely has. In this game, you don't. You can set up the AI and gear up, because there's definitely, like, really easy ways to, like, level people up. As mentioned, with the fact that I have so many, I mean, there's cheap ways to level up in this, like, and one of which is setting up AI into a certain way and going into like a ladder and just watching. Mm-hmm. And like I said, you're watching really cool fights because NRS AI does things that normal players don't do. Like, they do better combos than players can pull off. So yeah, watching the AI fight the AI is highly entertaining.
Yeah, I have a friend who he plays WWE games, and he'll make characters and then he'll run them through like the NXT starting abilities to bring them up to the main roster, and then after that he like runs it through simulations and watches.
Yeah, actually, because I know like one of the last, I think it was like in one of those wrestling games, it pretty much did the same thing. Is like you do like a story mode type thing, but I was more interested in like the showrunner aspect that one of them had, because you could actually like build a roster and kind of compete with Raw and SmackDown. And yeah, just like let the AI matches like just go through, which actually brings me way back into like PC gaming. They used to have these text-based wrestling league simulators basically that did the exact same thing, except there were no graphics. But they were still fun as crap, because it was like watching a transcript play-by-play, essentially. So it was kind of like watching, like I said, you were reading what commenters would basically be saying in a match. And it was simple, it was fun, it was dumb, but it was fun.
It was simple, dumb fun.
Yeah. So, I mean, like a lot of my time is in just, like, it's different because it's a new fighting game, which, I'm casually into fighting games. Like, they're a bunch of fun, and it's DC superheroes. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, superhero fighting game, like, no doubt. Like, MKX, like, Mortal Kombat, and, like, now Injustice is becoming, like, really, really fun for me, because that and, like, the facial, like, construction and, like, rendering for these people is amazing in Injustice 2. Like, these models are gorgeous. I even talked to my wife about it. It's like the only issue I had with these models, like originally, was the fact that they didn't look like any actors that have portrayed these characters. It's like they may be more like based off the comics for their visuals, but they look some of them look so realistic, but at the same time they're like different. So it's kind of like watching a new actor play a part. Okay. And getting used to that, essentially. But like I said, all the models and facial details and everything looks amazing, which for NRS is great, because it wasn't that long ago that their women had man jaws. I mean, that was the thing. Like Sonya Blade and MK9, even to a degree, had a very manly jawline. But they've come leagues, and it's a great story mode. Like I said, visually amazing, and like I said, the attention to detail in the characters are great. These okay, all right. We'll preface for those getting it, and you do play through story mode, and you're slightly confused. It continues off the story mode of the original Injustice, because in the original Injustice, it's a multiverse thing, and it starts off. It is a multiverse where the Joker gets Superman basically to go crazy, because he like sets up a nuclear detonator to Lois Lane's heart rate, and she dies. But Superman like can't save her. So she dies and like someplace gets nuked. But she also dies with Superman's unborn child. So yeah, Superman goes crazy and actually murders the Joker in this alternate universe. And then he starts what's called the Regime. It's kind of which is kind of also a classic DC thing where Superman basically rules the world in an iron grip. But in, like I said, in the Injustice universe, this is called the Regime. He totally rules the world in an iron grip. Batman starts leading a resistance to take Superman out of power. And in doing so, he like a wormhole opens and normal DC heroes come into their universe and help them help Superman, or brings in Superman to take down Superman, essentially. So Injustice 2 picks up in the alternate universe. So they're pretty much completely disconnected from mainline DC continuity now, and it's in its own contained universe. So Joker is technically dead, but he's still in the game. Like there's a story. He's actually kind of significant to, I think, it's Harley story mode, where he shows us like a hallucination. But yeah, so that's kind of, I guess, NRS finds ways around character deaths and putting them in games. Like, just because a character dies doesn't mean they're not going to be in an NRS game. I mean, look at Mortal Kombat, where
everyone's dead in Mortal Kombat.
I mean, come on, like not even like including like fatalities and crap. Like there's been canon deaths that have been worked around. I mean, come on, Liu Kang was a zombie in like 2 games. Yeah, because they actually killed him in Deadly Alliance. And then the 2 games after that, they brought him back as a zombie.
Like, our bad.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like, come on. But yeah, so like I said, super good story mode. Spoiler alert, the main villain in Injustice 2 story mode is Brainiac, which that's always good times in the DC universe when Brainiac comes around. So that's pretty much all I'll say about that, because like I said, that's all I need to spoil. Brainiac's villain. Good luck.
Who better?
And I know, right? So yeah, it's really fun.
So, I mean, obviously a lot of Destiny 2, Faction Rally, New Monarch 1 again. I used a pulse rifle. The pulse rifle is really fun. I've been playing a metric shit ton of Paladins.
Warning for those that do not enjoy Paladins. Warning.
Paladin warning. Paladin warning is coming.
It's happening because it's going down.
It's coming.
Like last week was a tone down because I just wanted to mention a cool thing that Hi-Rez was doing, but it's going down right now.
Yeah. And if you
for those that don't like Paladins, I'm sorry. I guess we'll catch y'all next week after this.
Or just listen and hear us talk about TV shows and movies for, a little bit, because that's what's going to happen too.
Right.
As per usual. Like I said, man, I've been playing a lot of fucking Paladins, and it's really, really fun. I was going to buy Overwatch when it was on sale for flash sale, and then I was like, why buy this game? Why Overwatch if I'm playing Paladins?
That's understandable.
It's not like, you can only play one or the other.
Which I will say, like, the latest Overwatch hero that's in their PTS. Bridget. Yeah, Brigitte. Yeah. She looks super fun for support. Holy crap. She does a lot of stuff.
Reinhardt as a support.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, it's literally, because it's Torvald? No, not Torvald. Torbjorn.
Torbjorn.
Apologies. I'm so sorry for that. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was about to get you as a Torvald main.
Well, even like I'm insulting both sides of the fence there.
Yeah.
But Torbjorn's daughter. So like her main heal, like she throws this like pack at people that heals people and gives them a bit of armor. Here, come get your armor. And again, she's Reinhardt's squire, so she has a little mini shield.
Yeah, and she bashes.
Yeah, she can like shield bash, which actually stuns people, and it's only on like a 4-second cooldown. It's like, seriously? Yeah. And then she uses a flail, and like she has a passive that when she hits people with the flail, she's healing nearby allies. And she has this ability where she launches the flail and knocks people back, so boopage. Yeah. Also, hilariously, I will say, her ultimate is also entirely familiar, even by name, as it's called, like a rally.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's a rally that gives armor and like extra health to nearby allies. Huh. That sounds familiar in both Paladins and Smite. Because the rally thing actually started in Smite. And then they introduced it in Paladins through Ashe, who has a very similar character design to, oh my god, I forget the god's name in Smite now. Bellona. Yeah, I think it's Bellona. Who's like a Roman figure, but she uses like a variety of weapons, and her ultimate is a rally flag, which is done in incredibly similar fashion and even similar function is Ashe's rally in Paladins. And now they kind of have a rally. Which, nice. I mean, it is a very different animation and a slightly different effect, but I just think it's hilarious that they now have a hero with a shield that has a rally. Huh. Huh.
I mean, I can't fight it. It works. It's a good idea.
I mean, yeah, like a lot of people, there may still be people that give Paladins crap for being an Overwatch clone, but it seems Overwatch might be biting Paladin style just a little, but then again, it's competition. Competition is healthy. Competition is when games get fun.
Yeah, man.
So, yes, let them start ripping off each other's style. Let them start introducing elements. Let them start feeling competition with each other if possible, because both games will get very, very fun because of it. So, yeah. By the way, speaking of fun, like Paladins is changing like a whole metric crap ton.
Oh, yeah. My God. And let's not make it seem like Paladins doesn't have a new champion coming, because he does.
Oh yeah,
they do.
Khan.
And we've seen him.
Khan.
He's the remember in the lore video where it shows the magistrate and it showed Ashe and the dude with the wings behind her.
Ooh,
that's Khan.
He's winged.
Yeah. Well, we don't know if he flies or not. That might just be like armor pieces.
Well, then, yeah, because they do have a flyer in Drago. So.
Yeah.
So he probably won't fly, but it will be interesting to see, because usually their design aesthetically has a purpose in Paladins, usually.
It might be a shield. That's what I'm thinking it is.
Yeah, because there aren't... I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Of course, I mean, who knows? They may be introducing a second flyer.
They might. I mean I'm okay with that.
Who knows? Like someone that can actually deal with Drogos in the sky with Drogos. So OB66 in Paladins was going to be a thing.
Was.
Apparently it's being skipped over. Like they may have actually already released it because a lot of planned changes for OB66. Which that's I was talking to Liza in our Discord, and the fact that they were taking Classic Siege and putting a level 15 like wall behind it, which I didn't entirely agree with. That's not going to be a thing anymore.
Nope.
There's a lot of changes, though, that are probably still going to be things. Maybe, because I don't know if they're completely scrapping OB66 or if they're taking like some of their bug fix and like champion changes and implementing those, because there are a lot of champion changes that aren't addressed in the patch notes to, you guess it, OB67, which was live on the PTS very shortly after OB66 was taken down, like days. So, yeah. OB67 might be null and voiding OB66 entirely because they're taking out Cards Unbound.
Well, I mean, the fact that they call it Realm Restored.
Yeah, the Realm Restored. Cards Unbound, as we've mentioned, as we've probably touched on before.
I did.
Like not not an entirely popular like community thing.
No.
It is fun, but at the same time, it's like I was noticing, at least in the new card system, like certain people like Genos, like he became a subpar healer because you couldn't adjust like his cooldowns and stuff. He could become a great healer in like the Unbound mode if you had, a crap ton of copies of his healing cards, but yeah, like at the base level, it's like he definitely lost strength as a healer because of it. So I definitely saw some downfalls, but then again, I mean, come on, there's like 10 supports or something.
Think of Unbound as mayhem.
Essentially, yeah.
For Paladins.
Because as you got duplicate cards, like certain cards automatically powered up. In the classic and ranked game mode, they were stuck at level 4, including legendary cards had levels. So if you went into an Unbound game mode, you could have like some crazy like cooldowns and like effects just all the time. And like I said, I liked the idea of it, and it's super, super fun. But community did not like it. As a majority of the community did not like it. So Cards Unbound, hasta luego. It is gone. It is being the Unbound system is being entirely removed. They have plans for giving you like gold for all the duplicates you've earned, so that way it's like not an entirely lost measure, essentially.
Yeah, not like you wasted your time.
Exactly. So they're going to be reimbursing you for duplicates you have gotten one way or the other. There are a few things I'm really, really liking. And they're like, there's a bunch of like reimbursements and compensations for this, that, and the other that I'm not going to get into because holy crap.
For every duplicate, you get 625 gold.
And some VIP points, because they're actually throwing in VIP points to sweeten the pot, essentially. This is basically an I'm sorry patch, essentially.
They increased the cost, though, for certain things to level it out. They got rid of the Radiant chests and the gold chests, but...
Yeah, Radiant chests are not going to be a thing anymore because there's no Radiant chest, there's no Champion chest, there's no Legendary Champion chests. But why is that, you might say? Because you needed to get these chests to get cards, right? That's true. But with getting rid of Cards Unbound, Hi-Rez is doing something very incredible in the fact that they're just giving you all of the Champions cards. No need to roll them, no need to buy them, no need to spend essence that they used to have to unlock them. You're just getting them. Like, you're just getting them. You're getting all of that Champions cards when a champion drops. Mm-hmm. The one thing that they're going to be changing is the fact that legendary cards are going back to a base, thing. No more levels behind them.
They're called talents now.
They will be called talents, which I do enjoy that, because even though they're called legendary cards, they don't really fit into the card system because they kind of tell you how that's the tone for how you play a character is these legendary cards. So the name to talents is very, very nice. I like that. And the fact that unlocking talents is basically in with the character progression system now. Instead of just or anything, you actually unlock, like you get your first talent at like level 2. You get character level 2, you get talent number 2. At character level 8, you get talent 3, and at character level 12, you get talent 4. And as they add new talents, at least across the, they're going to be adding them into the character progression system. Oh, which by the way, character levels are going to be uncapped, no longer stopping at level 25, and they're going to make the curve a little straighter to help with that. So that way it's not as much of a grind to get up there, which I'm wondering if they're going to do like they did with the account level. because it wasn't that long ago that they modified the account level.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, basically EXP you had applied to different level, essentially. And I'm wondering if that's how they're going to, like, balance that out. Is like, basically whatever EXP you have, that's going to apply to whatever requirement that champion has now.
Well, you can also buy.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can you can buy champion levels with gold.
Yeah, talent.
What?
Talent 4 is at.
Level 12.
4 is at 12. Yep, and then wow.
Yeah, these also the mastery skins.
Cost
I think. More. Well, I mean they're up there because I think Obsidian is usually like level 10 maybe, and now it's 14.
Yeah, it's 10.
Cosmic's like 15, and now it's 20. And then at level 30 instead of level 20, you get your champion's title.
Now, my wonder is this: if you've already unlocked it, will they take it from you? I doubt it, right?
I doubt it because so even though they have this, especially for the talents, if you have the game right now, you get everything. You get all the talents and you get all the cards because they're not taking away the talents from the people.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you've never really played, you're still count level 2, like Victor level 1 or whatever, you're still going to get all of his talents available to choose from, which I kind of like that choice. This is really going to affect like people that are freshly coming into the game.
Yeah. Not us, is what you're saying.
Yeah. It's very much not us. Because what they want to do, which I like the talk behind it, because Paladins has recently got acquired, I guess, a new executive producer that is the longtime executive producer of Smite. And like one of the reasons like Smite has been handled as well as it has in most cases in recent history. So he has big plans for Paladins, like bringing in like Smite. Like Smite has these adventures that they had a Mario Kart mode in Smite. Mm-hmm. Like I'm a little Mario Kart race, but it's these adventures that also the executive producer also wants to start introducing to like create some variety here and there and yonder. But as he stated, though, they're looking at tying the talents to the progression system. That way you can actually learn at base what your character does. So you'll have the one talent and a couple loadout builds to be able to choose from, but they want you to know, they want you to basically start learning what they believe is the basic of that character, and then slowly starting getting used to adding more things rather than just having a crap ton of options at the start and not knowing which way to go. So that's the mentality behind putting the talents into a progression system. It makes a crap ton of sense, because that can be like a really offsetting thing for people in like fighting games and like shooters. If you have 2 options from the start, like it can just be overwhelming, and there's so much to learn like at the start. So introducing it slowly to people is a very successful way of getting things done, like in general. Like holy crap. They also say you can buy levels, like champion levels with gold. They're actually also increasing the rate in which you earn gold. Because they do mention, it's like, players will now be earning gold at a significantly higher rate. So we adjusted the prices around in-game content to match. And here's the thing that they say: even with the price increases, free-to-play players will now unlock content at a faster rate with the gold acquisition adjustments.
Yeah.
And here's the crazy thing, because they're actually like tripling the cost effectively of these champions. Like a champion that was worth 5,000 gold will now be worth 15,000 gold.
Ooh. 15,000?
Yes, 15,000 gold. Which, hilarious, they're actually dropping... Oh no, they're normalizing the crystal cost. Okay. So it's actually, for that 5,000 gold champion, instead of being 150 crystals, it actually costs 100 crystals. And then the mid-range champions, which were 200 crystals, will still be 200 crystals. And then the more expensive champions, which are usually the freshly released champions, instead of being 200 crystals, will be 300 crystals. So I mean, yeah, they're roughly tripling
Yeah.
the price of things, or doubling in case of Mastery Cosmetics and voice packs. But like I say, if they're saying already, it's like, you know what, yeah, it's like this, because that's a huge jump. But they're saying that free to plays will still unlock things faster. Like, that's amazing, because it's kind of a slog now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like that's saying something. Like, it's gonna be raining gold is what. Oh god, gold shower. Sorry. Yeah, I said it for you. No.
I was like,
yeah, no, I know.
I'm sure when you said it's gonna be raining gold, I was like, I'm sure you heard my audio.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to say it so bad, like, cold shower.
It's like, I'm just gonna put it out there. Like, people are definitely saying it. You know, I beat you to the punch, maybe. So, so yeah. So with them removing like these chests that normally they just give away, like, Win of the Days are going back to being 300 golds or 300 gold for game modes, whether Siege, Competitive, or Deathmatch. We don't know if it's like going to be 3 or 5 first Win of the Days. No specifics yet. Since they're taking out Radiant Chests from the daily login bonuses, they're replacing them with 25 crystals every 7th day. So there's that, which is nice.
How long of a streak are you on right now? Can I ask that question?
Well, the dailies don't require streaks, thankfully, anymore. But I think I'm on my 4th day in a row. I'm thinking, but I'm actually I'm almost at the 7% increase.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's as high as it goes. That's where I'm at right now. I think I'm on like day 40 or 50 of playing every day. Like, when I say I've been playing, I've been logging on at least trying to get like 1 or 2 of the daily missions done. Even if I have to go to work, I'm like, I can play a flank match.
Yeah, especially like in practice, like, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I can definitely play it.
But
I try not to play practice too much all day. That way, I'm not like getting used to playing against bots. So when I play against humans, sure. I'm like, what? I'm usually so good.
Yeah. Also, for the daily gold quests, they are reducing the requirements. So instead of win 3 games, it's 2. You only need to win 1 game.
Oh, it's win 1, yeah.
The daily crystal quests, on the other hand, are not changing, which is kind of sad, because those can be a bit of a slog. Especially when it's like, oh, earn this much like VIP points. It's like, oh, okay. God. And like I said, they're changing a bunch of like small tweaks to champions. Like, a lot of cards that regenerate ammo over time are now just going to give ammo. They're changing Fernando's portrait again to give him the new art style and show his face. So no more metal man in his portrait, which I was always confused by that choice. Like, really? Personally,
you didn't like it?
No, I was just confused because they showed his face so much, and then all of a sudden it's like updated portraits. Why does Fernando have a closed helm now? What the crap? It was just very confusing because it didn't quite match like the character.
Him? Yeah. He is quite cocky.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not even a real knight.
Oh god, yeah, I didn't even like mention the fact that with getting rid of cards unbound, they're bringing back a modification of the old card system. So you'll be able to choose 5 cards in a loadout. 5 cards?
5 to 15.
No, 5 cards.
5 cards to level 15. Sorry.
Yeah. So you have you'll still be able to choose 5 cards, and within the loadouts, you'll be able to adjust that card's level, which the level 5, it now goes up to level 5, because I think it went up to level 4 before. But yeah, they're giving you an additional level per card. The current level 10 max of every card will be the level 5, and of course it will scale, differently. Total of 50, and it's a total of 15 points instead of a total of 12 points like before. So they're still giving you a little more leniency in with the old system, but I am going to really enjoy the old system coming back, because that's, like I said, it does bring back Genos's viability as a healer. When you can, because the most you can get in like Cards Unbound, in like bound game modes right now, is like a 3-second heal cooldown for Genos, which isn't awful, but at the same time, it's like I considered him a good healer when he had a 2-second cooldown, but it's only a second. Yeah, that's a second someone could die, like very easily. But yeah, so yeah, this is going to bring back his viability to again have those 2-second cooldowns with increased duration, this and all this, that, and the other. So yeah, it's gonna bring back some interesting strategy and viability. Like I said, I'm wondering, because in the 66 patch notes, they're like talking about like a lot of changes, like adjusting cooldowns, increasing people's health. Like, I'm curious, because one of these changes is like they're kind of overhauling Kinessa. And like I said, that's not in unless 67 actually released just without Battlegrounds. I don't know, because I actually haven't logged into the actual PC. Like the actual PC game, because if I'm going to log in on PC, it's usually in the PTS to see like what's coming.
Yeah.
Which I was highly surprised when it was Battlegrounds. Battlegrounds is not going to be a part of the base Paladins game for a variety of reasons. But they are at least expecting it to be another free-to-play with cosmetic marketplace, essentially.
Of course.
So they are aiming for it to be free-to-play. They can't quite say it's going to be free-to-play yet, but that is their goal, is just like Smite, just like Paladins, to have it as a free-to-play.
Now, I don't know if you've noticed, if you looked, but did you see what they're adding to the VIP?
What?
It's a very clockworky, it's a very steam.
Oh, yeah.
There's Steam Demon, Androx, and Clockwork Torvald. Let me just tell you, that's the one that got away. You know me. I love I love me some Torvald, and the fact that I didn't get it makes me mad. Like, the only other one I haven't gotten was the Dark Lord Torvald.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna get the Dark Lord Torvald sooner or later, by hook or by crook.
Collection.
Yeah.
Oh, Pip's getting it really cool too.
Yeah, the Arctic Fox, the snowboard, which I think is yeah.
No, really? Oh my god, I just noticed this. They're getting exclusive sprays.
Yeah. Rip OV 60.
Rip the bad art spray pack. Rip OV 60. It's like, oh my god, it's like, this is one thing I'm also enjoying about like high res is them
they'll make a mistake.
Yeah, but that, and it's like the fact that they're also kind of like making fun of the community that makes fun of them, like with bad MS-DOS paint stuff, and that's exactly what this is. This is bad MS-DOS paint stuff, and it is great. And all of these are going to be sprays in the game. That is incredible. Also, like, at least the packs, the new skin packs for OB66 are going to be added into the diamond chest. So, Jotun, Terminus, which is kind of your White Walker Terminus.
It's the Night King.
Yeah. And the Infiltrator Strix. You can kind of basically say Star Wars.
Yeah, it fits in with the Star Wars.
Yeah, it's definitely that aesthetic that they're using for their science fiction-y type stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the Arctic collection though. I'm still chasing for Madame Ceres.
Oh, I just played a match with with somebody who had the Angel
Oh
series.
yeah.
Oh, so good.
It's like, I like Angel and Infernal, but oh my god, I'm too much of a weeaboo to pass up a freaking
the
Chinese dress.
The Madame Gao.
Yeah, I mean, I need it. Oh, also they are changing. Also, again, the acquisition of things, and they're making it even easier because when you acquire a thing, let's say like the Madame Ceres, in the current extended console chest, when you get the Madame Ceres skins, you don't get the weapon.
You just get the base skin.
They're both two separate, like the skin, and I think usually if there's a spray involved and like a voice pack, you'll get all of that together, like all three of the skin pieces together, plus, like I said, voice pack and spray. But the weapon is like a separate entity within that chest right now. Mm-hmm. They're changing that into where when you get a collection, you're getting the whole freaking thing. The entire collection, weapon, skin, and all, like, at some point in time. I remember them mentioning that with the upcoming, like before they officially announced OB67, in the interview where they made mention, it's like, yeah, we're getting rid of Cards Unbound.
We're sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, with that announcement and with their addition of the new executive producer, yeah, they announced they're getting, like I said before, they announced even OB67, which also OB67, from what they said, I believe, is also when season 2 of competitive is going to be dropping. They have said that as well. Like OB67 is going to be around there. See, I thought that was a couple more weeks because they mentioned it, and like OB66 was just in the PTS, and it's like, yeah, we're going to be taking that down. We're going to be bringing 67 up, and it's like, I didn't realize they meant like days. I thought they meant like a week or two.
Yeah.
No, they meant like days.
Now, had they showed what? Because it was a Drogos skin for season 1, right?
Yeah, it was a Drogos, I think, Terramorph.
Yeah, had they shown?
Or it's not called Terramorph. It's based off of, because I think Terramorph is the base of what that skin is, but that skin is like a deep red recolor of that skin. But yeah, if it's not called Terramorph, it's like it's in the same family. But yeah, but you have that skin. I still don't have that weapon. That skin.
I don't like Drogos.
Neither do I, but yeah,
I got the skin.
Yeah, I got the skin. It's like probably not going to play him, but I got that skin in case I do decide to play him.
Yeah, that's true. In case I do get good with him while practicing.
All right. Because I'm getting pretty good with Ceres too. Like I've been checking. Yeah, I've been like using her a lot in practice, and good God, can she be lethal and slippery?
Yeah.
God, I want that Madame Ceres skin. But anyway, it's like I want it.
Can I has it?
Yeah. So yeah, lots of changes coming towards Paladin. Like I said, with an executive producer, they're pretty much. It seems like they're bringing this new guy in to like really set them towards the path. It's like get things good and straight and solid. Because like I said, it's a Smite guy. He's been working on Smite for a while. He's apparently has like good like community position essentially. For doing pretty good things in Smite. So yeah, he's coming to Paladins, and he's going to be working on that and getting things. So yeah.
If you haven't given Paladins a try, give it a try.
Yeah, I mean, right now there's like, I mean, it's free, and like I've said before in our Discord, again, like they're going to be shuffling the free characters around, which they do have a rotation. Like, I think daily or weekly, like you can play champions for free, even though they're not completely unlocked, but they're the base free champions. They will be changing soon. The only champion that's staying the same that I'm aware of that's still going to be free is Victor.
Yeah,
Victor's still going to be free. But I think everyone else is changing. Ruckus is going to be free, which is, really? I think, pretty cool. Yeah, that's going to be pretty good. I think it's in the 66 notes, actually.
Okay.
If I can find it real fast. Real fast is, of course, a general term. as I keep talking to attempt to fill in that so that way there's no silence. And holy crap, I'm really not finding anything. Great radio right here, guys.
It is weekly, by the way. It is a weekly rotation, not daily.
Okay, it is weekly. Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Crap. Where did I read that? I'm not finding. Oh, the wrecked chest is coming back.
Oh, the Nerf one?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm only missing one weapon and the spray from the original launch of the rest, and that's Shaolin's bow. And they're adding Lex guns and Drogo's rocket launcher to the collection.
Really?
Yes.
Super cool.
So I'm thinking all the old wrecked weapons are coming back, and then they're adding those 2 wrecked weapons. And let me tell you, they are hilarious to play with. Because when you shoot, you definitely leave like Nerf darts on a wall. And it is amazing.
Really? It's like legit Nerf darts?
I mean, pretty much. I mean, they're like orange and black darts that suck up to a wall and then fall off, and it's like, this is the best thing ever.
Well played, High-Res. Well played.
Yeah. It's like, very nice.
Yeah, I've been getting that grind on. I wanted to try to get at least a 4-person, because we can play 4. I know it's like 2 in competitive and 4 in open. I think. I'm not incredibly sure anymore, and I don't want to say something. Like for certain. Yeah. Well, whatever it is, I wanted to get a squad up. Okay, here it is. You found it? Finally. Yeah. I actually had to use the search term. All right, so the base free champions will be updated. Brand new players will have the following champions unlocked for free, which again, Victor, still there. Lex, I think Cassie's also there currently, isn't she? I can't even remember. I don't know. I have the Founders Pack. I know, right? So it's like once you unlock everyone, you like forget who is free. But so yeah, Victor, Lex, and Cassie, which Lex is definitely new because I think Androx is currently the free flank. Ruckus is going to be the free frontline, and Genos will be the free healer. But here's the thing. If you're an existing player and you haven't bought the Founders Pack, you're going to keep the old free characters. And then you're going to get the new free characters for free. Oh. So if you've been on the line, of course, again, these are in like 6 patch notes. So, I mean, if you're on console and you've still been on that line, not wanting to actually, pay, which is respectable. I mean, you don't have to. But if you've been on that line, you're basically going to get free characters. So, yeah. If you haven't, of course, if you haven't already bought any of these with gold. Yeah. But yeah, so, I think this is really cool. Is the fact that they're putting in this things like, existing players grant previous free champions in addition to the new free champions. It's like, you're technically giving away money at this point in time. Because that's people you don't have to buy. Mm-hmm. And right now, like Ruckus, Genos, those 2 are pretty high on the meta right now. And Fernando still is. I mean, keeping him, is a thing. Androx and Lex are just more skill players, so not really high in the fairly high in the meta. Because, high play meta, of course they're high in the meta because those people can hit heads like nobody's freaking business. You can aim. Yeah. So I mean, they're good characters to start off with, and like I said, pretty strong in the meta. And like I said, if you're an existing player, you just get them. So again, if you have not tried Paladins, there is literally zero reason not to at least download it, play a couple games, see how you like it. Then that way that gets you, locked in as a quote-unquote existing player. And then you can get even more champions for free. Yeah. So, I mean, that's like Sam-worthy type stuff right there. And I support it. Do it. Yeah, get extra, get freebies. Fuck it. No, right? And then you can play less.
I know. Because I think that because this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it might be 6 free characters right now though, or it could. I can't remember if it's 5 or 6 that you get right now, but it's definitely going to be 5. Mm-hmm. So that's like 11 characters, and you need 12. No. It's 10 characters because Victor is definitely a crossover. 9 if Cassie's a crossover, and you need like 12 characters to play comp.
Yeah. So
you only need to grind out for like 2 or 3 more characters.
2 or 3 characters. Find 2 or 3 characters you like, and
yeah. I mean, this, like I said, this is about Scamworthy, where you really, it's like low effort, like especially if you're not looking to pay anything, which is entirely possible in Paladins. You don't have to. We did do the Founders Pack thing because, why not? $20.
You called it.
Yeah, it was like $20. I mean, that and already being familiar with like Smite and like the crazy things they at least try with characters and stuff. I mean, I knew I was at least going to want to try like the new characters, and sure enough, it was like $20. Like, yeah, I can probably get that together. And there it was. Here it is, and here I am.
I mean, I think you called it too when you were like, "Yeah, you should definitely try Paladins." I'm like, "I'm not going to play any other game but Destiny." You're like, "Okay, give it a try." And then like I played it. You're like, "Play Fernando," and I played Fernando, and then you're like, "You like Fernando?" I'm like, "I do like Fernando." You're like, "Did you buy a Founders Pack?" I'm like, "I did buy a Founders Pack." Like, didn't take long, did you? I'm like, "No, did not."
I mean, like I said, it's hard to argue against free.
Free is fun. I mean, look at Fortnite.
Exactly. I mean, and I've given Fortnite a try. I mean, I'm not huge into it, but of course, I mean, I just don't want to do it by myself.
And Fortnite is not a game you go into by yourself.
Yeah, not fresh at least. Like maybe a point in time where if I got used to it, I'd consider it. But yeah, now is not that time. I played a couple times, and
Fortnite is more fun, at least with a buddy.
Yeah, I can see the allure of it and the fun of it and all this, that, and the other. But yeah, but yeah, hard to argue with free because I mean, if something's free, give it a shot. All it's taking up is space on your hard drive.
And know how easy it is to get rid of it?
Press the option buttons.
Yep.
Scroll down to delete.
And it's
commence to delete for a few seconds, and then there you go. It's gone. It's out of your life. You don't have to worry about it again. Mm-hmm. Except for the fact that it's in your library. But even then, it's free. So
and then you can re-download it again for free.
So, I mean, yeah.
I mean, Fortnite's one of those games that if you only have, I have 20 minutes.
Yeah,
I can play Fortnite, Or it's kind of like, or it's one of these games. One more match. One more match.
Yeah.
What time is it? Fuck, it's 7:30. It's 5:30 a.m.
Yeah. I can definitely be one of those. Like I said, I can see that. Not having gotten into it heavily, but like I said, I can definitely see. Like, there's a lot of strategy. I love things with strategy. Like building creates a very interesting, like I said, defensive way of going about things. Like, it's something I can or I could sink my teeth into. So it's eventually I'll get there. I'll definitely get there, and I'll give it a good try and with some people and see how it goes from there.
Oh, 100%. I mean, they also have a John Wick skin. So.
Oh, really? Holy crap.
Yeah. It's very John Wickish. Let me put it that way.
Yeah. That's nice.
It's super. I mean, like I said, it's one of those fun games you can play real quick or real long.
Oh yeah.
But if you don't like microtransactions, nah, that's not for you.
Yeah, and I have heard that no direct comparison, but I've heard the developers' pricing kind of reminds me of Warframe.
Oh, it's
which
worse.
I mean,
It's worse than Warframe.
Oh God, that's saying something right there. Like, holy crap!
Like, hold on. Let's say, well, I did have it up for V-Bucks, but I just lost it. Screen changed over.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I don't like things that have like weird pricing, or high like pricing rates or whatever. But I mean, at the very least, it's pure cosmetics right now. Yeah. But still, it's like, in order to get a cosmetic, you got to spend like a lot more than what you intend. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, nah. But I mean, I don't know. It's like parts of me definitely understands. It's like, oh, it's free to play. That's how they're getting their money, and then the other part's like, why are you charging me so much money, you douchebag?
It's one of those terrible. Why are you charging me $1? It's like $20 first. It's like you get you get like 150 V-Bucks, and you're like, hell yeah, I can get something, and then you're like, I can't get a goddamn this.
Yeah. I mean, at least with Warframe, like, there's enough incentive there. You could buy little things with free platinum in Warframe, like little things.
Yeah, very little things with free platinum. You can get like Sedanias, however you say.
Yeah, you can pick up like some of the off-meta weaponry and stuff that you might like or that might seem cool. I mean, there's options.
Yeah, you can still get something with 50 plat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill these dogs. Just if you hear it go real silent real quick, it's because I'm gonna kill these dogs. Just want to let you know that.
Fair enough. But yeah, so there's that. But like I said, no reason to try it with no investment. Fortnite, Warframe, Paladins, no initial investment. Give it a whirl, see what you enjoy. Yeah, because like I said, you cannot argue with free.
No, never.
That's about it for the world of the realm of restoration.
Yeah, for the world of video games, I think that's about it, right?
Yeah, that's about it.
As my dogs decide they want to fight. They haven't fought the entire fucking podcast. And then they're like, oh, you're about to... Oh, cool. I'm going to make the most noise and cry and complain. And really, all the puppy is doing is laying laying in front of her, looking at her. That's it, folks. That's it. If you were wondering, what's this pup's doing? No. Just being a puppy.
He's looking at me wrong. Make him stop.
Yeah.
Make him stop.
Yeah, exactly. That's what she's doing. Make him stop. Come on, this isn't funny. Yeah. That's what she's doing, and it's driving me literally insane, the most insane I've ever been.
Oh God, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I hear it. Oh yeah.
She's acting like he's killing her.
No, right? Like I like just listening to it, I thought like the pup was like nibbling on her somewhere or something at the very least.
Nope.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's funny.
Oh,
it's funny now. It's funny now, and then I'm like, what?
Oh my word!
He's literally laying next to her, looking lovingly at her, like.
It's like, hi, I'm a puppy.
Yeah, hey, I'm a puppy. So, before I lose my mind, the listeners hear me go crazy and scream at my dogs. Why don't you tell everybody they find you, Des?
Well, this has been Raven. You can find me, of course, on Twitter at DES_Raven. Oh God, I'm forgetting the name. But you can add me on PSN. DES Raven. Word. Three letters are capitalized in it. You'll find me. It's no problem. Tell me where you're from if I'm not aware of who you are. We apparently definitely had someone take the advice to tell Buster to go screw himself.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the name is escaping me.
Arisen Phoenix?
Thank you. Phoenix, God, I'm sorry.
The head of House Casadilla?
Yeah, head of House Dilla.
House Dilla, yeah.
I apologize for forgetting because I thought that was hilarious because I got a friend request from him saying that he told you to screw off.
Yeah, he's like, I'm already your friend, but go fuck yourself. And I'm like, well played, sir.
It's like I took your advice. It didn't really seem appropriate, but I told him to screw himself. I was like, okay. He was like, request accepted. Like, you didn't even have. I know you, man. But still, you made my day with that. So bravo.
I messaged him. He was like, "Hey, I'm already your friend, but go fuck yourself." And I'm like, I literally messaged him with "Well played, sir."
Oh, it was the best thing ever. Oh, that was reading that was the best thing ever. Oh, but yes, definitely. Like I said, let me know where you're from. So that way I do not, go delete or block Happy. Oh. And thank you, Arisen Phoenix. That was amazing. As Buster apparently wrangles his dogs.
Yeah, I'm wrangling. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
You can find me, Buster Knuckle, at BusterKnuckle13. That's BusterKnuckle13. You can find me on PSN at BlisterLister13. Take a chance. Columbus did. And send me a friend request. And see what happens. We can play some Paladins together.
We will definitely try our best to get you into it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll definitely. You can find this podcast, the RNG Cast, at the RNG Cast on Twitter. You can... we don't have a PSN, so there's anything.
The RNG Cast has no PSN. It has a very rarely used Twitch.
Twitch is very rarely used. Our patreon.com/TheRNGcast. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to let my dog destroy my other dog. I apologize, dear listeners. With that being said, this is episode 92? 92?
I don't know.
I want to say 92.
Because also on the lips and you stop numbering them, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's no problem.
I'm kind of an asshole. I just decided to use punny names as opposed to
No, that's great. That's great. I love the titles. It was going back to quickly fact checks. Is this 92? Is it 93?
It is by the way, it is 92. This is episode 92. This is episode 92 of the RNG. We're out.
Later, man.
See you all next week.